Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. It's back. It's back. The infamous wife-beating vest. Yeah, I had to do it, guys. I was sitting here looking all nice in a real nice polo about 10 minutes ago, and I thought, I had the old pictures, tested the mic. Yeah, we're all good to go. And I started getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and I thought, I've got to do it. I ran upstairs and put this on. And I'll tell you what, you'd be surprised how much difference it makes. I hate wearing it on a stream, but it's really quite pleasant. You know, I've got the air circulating now. Wow, I've got a super chat already. That's brilliant. Who's that? Marky Mark. How you doing, fella? I haven't seen you for a while. I know your shift patterns have changed. It's good to see you in here again, Mark. And that is going to the GoPro fund. You haven't been here for a few weeks, but I've decided to finally go not professional. That's the wrong word, but I've decided to do it right now. And I'm going to go for a GoPro. So I've been kind of e-begging a little bit. Right, another one for you there. Finally made it to the live stream. 1 p.m. California time is the worst time for me. Any chance that you'll change the timing of your live stream when you move to Thailand? Accommodate? Yeah, definitely, Mark, definitely. What I plan to do, I'm going to go and say hello to everybody in a minute, but what I plan to do, Mark, when I get to America, I might do 2 or 3 more streams in a week. Not to repeat for the people who see them, but, you know, obviously there'll be people in America now where it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Whereas in Thailand, I could pick a time where it'd be good for them. So, yeah, definitely, I'm going to work on all that. But hi to everyone who's in the stream tonight, who's just joined us. Won't be a long one tonight, guys. We heard that before. No, really, it's really hot. We'll see how we get on. I'm just looking for these. Where are we? There we are. That's what I'm looking for. The old currency. Thai baht. The currencies are doing well against the Thai baht, aren't they? How many have we got in now? Oh, we've got 230 in already. Good, good, good. Right, okay, let's say hi to everybody. So format for tonight, as usual. Going to say hi to everybody for about 15, 20 minutes. I've got a few stories, interesting stuff going on in Thailand, Bangkok, whatever. We've got a couple of competitions. We've got the Manga Minute. That's pretty much it. Plenty of beers, a small bottle of whiskey, so it should be good as long as the stream flows. And we've got an itchy hootus to start off with. Right. Hopefully the 2 moderators are in the background there. Damien, good evening to you. And, of course, Franco, he'll be out there somewhere. I'll read out a comment from Dutch Farang, which is very, very true at the moment. Okay, so let's kick off waffling on here, and I haven't said hi to anyone except Marky Mark. Right, who we got in? Gambian sausage. That's a good one to start with because we will be talking about Gambian sausage tonight, and I've got a picture for you. I've got several pictures, so they're going to be quite entertaining for you. I've got an article from the Sun newspaper. I don't need to say any more. If you're not British, anything that goes in the Sun is kind of semi-porn, you know. But I've got an article and I've got some pictures that I've clipped together, and let's just say we'll call that section Gambian sausage because that's what it is, and I'll explain later. Jose, I hope I'm pronouncing it. I know there's a J, but I am learning. Jose Sanchez, thank you for the super chat. Peter, shown the guns tonight. Great. Yeah, I haven't really got much of guns, but I am 62, so I can't. Good excuse. Right. Okay. Let me get rid of that, and I'll start. Saying hello to everybody. Okay. Right. I'm going to whiz through these, else I'll get behind as always. Can't even find the first one. There we are. Right. Geezers, how are you doing from North London? Good to see you in the house. Let me just get it out of the way. Say hi to a few people who I normally say hi to. Just clear the air, as it were. I'll say hi to Noel up in Birmingham, who can't watch but listens. He enjoys the streams. Who else I've got to say hi to? I'm going to say hi to Gareth, who I spoke to in the week. I believe he's in now, taxi driver. I'm going to forget. I speak to so many guys, so don't get offended if I forget you. I speak to Bob J down in London, the whiskey man. And who else are we going to talk? I'll say hello to you guys. If I forgot you, I do apologize. Right, Guns and Plebs. I want to get away too. Have a great weekend. Let me just get these off. We don't want these going all night. Oh, and before I go on, let me just say a big shout out to some new members. Old 4G or Foggy, is it? Charlie and the London Chinese cabbie. London Chinese cabbie, if you watch this on the rerun, if you're not in now, you will remember you must have deregistered and come back again. But thanks for joining. Okay, right, here we go. This time it's for real. Right, anyone seen Ed's squeaky door? I haven't. No, I don't think anybody has. Shinria, how you doing? I hope that information was helpful that I passed on to you today. Asef, Shay, let me put yours up there. Hey, handsome, hope you've been well, my mate. I'll be watching this a bit later, just having some beers and then food and catch up. Yeah, that's good. That's cool. That's good. Is that FVDV? Hello, Peter. I'm not the Manga number 1. Right, James Casey. Hi, Peter and gang. Bangkok beckons. Well, I've moved my flight from the 1st of November to the 6th of December now, but we'll be avoid all winter. Yeah, that's a nice one, James. I'm going to talk about that as well because my things have developed since last week in a big way. Gary Hughes. Hello. Okay, fellow mongers. Hello, everyone. That's from, that you are called ha ha ha. I thought that was a message. Rio Reno, good afternoon. How are you doing from Copacabana, as I always say, very exotic. Eddie, yeah, shortened to the point. Richard said, this week's thumbnail girl is the cutest thumbnail pic ever. I love it. She's perfectly proportioned, not with those big flotation devices. Oh, I do like the flotation devices, don't you? This week's girl is pure perfection, so glad I stopped by. I'm trying to tone it down a little bit, guys. I'm not going to get into a rant like the last few weeks. You know why. Someone is scrutinizing me. Someone is reporting me to YouTube every week. So I'm basically toning it down a little bit because I'm not going to give somebody else the satisfaction of seeing me kicked out. Right. Hey then. Hi, how you doing? Let's whiz through this. Mario Harina, is it? Hello, how are you? Right, this is the one I was going to talk about. Danish Bacon, good evening. I hope the mods run a tight ship tonight. Eddie's channel is getting clogged with fake accounts, including Thailandbound. Yeah, I've actually, myself, I've written to quite a few Thailand-based YouTubers, and I've basically said, look, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not going to leave any comments on anybody's streams anymore because it's getting so confusing now. You know, Ed blocked me. You know, Ed was doing a stream. There was another guy in, and he confused me with a fake, and he blocked me. He's unblocked me now. But I've just said to everyone, I said, look, I'm not going to leave any comments. I said, if anybody comes in with a Thailand-bound logo, it's 100% not me. Because I was in Ed's stream last week, and there was these messages coming up with my logo, and I thought, I never said that. You know, I think one of them was Kenny Everett sucks or something like that. So you know, if you see any messages from me in any streams, they're not from me. Thank you. That's from Kevin Sutherland, 50 Australian dollars. That's very generous, Kevin. That's going straight towards the GoPro. The way it's been going last Friday, last Sunday, and if it continues like this, I think by next week there's a good possibility I'll have this GoPro camera, and I'll put a little bit towards it myself if I have to. But thanks to all you guys for being so generous. Right, let's crack on with this. I'm getting way behind. I'm going to have to jump a few here. Right. Okay, Leeds, how you doing? Paul Shackleton, good to have you in. Paul Hoskin, the Souths are facing a hosepipe ban. Yeah, it's panic stations in this country, isn't it? Right, Shane O'Trevor. Hello, lads. Peter and Tyron. Yeah, I'm jealous. I'll talk about that later, Shane. Carl Weird, how you doing? Javier Lopez. Yeah, hi, how are you? Yeah, I said hi to Damon. Rob Zappone, I always say hi to you. Good evening, Peter, and all in the stream. How are you doing? Kevin Lampard. Who else we got? Martin Blunston, hi, how are you? It's up to you. Yeah, good one. Jeff Fried Rice, Guideline 7, Yoss Travels, Jam K, Darren Drew, Prior 9, Glenn Hendricks, Stuart Marston, Simon May, Steve P. Who else we got? Dutch Farang, I've mentioned. Seamus Doherty, hi to you. ST B Bo, is it? Wayne M, super nice. Jose Sanchez, hi, how are you doing? Ty Billy Boy, World Traveller Forever. We're nearly there. Somebody said to me a few weeks ago, don't read out all the names at the beginning, you're just wasting time and it's boring. But I like to say hello to everybody. You know, everyone's coming to the stream. I say hello to everyone, then it's like, you know, we get on with it, don't we? Natural in the Buff, Vietnamese lady. Oh, what that, I'd love to see some pictures of that. Deep the Truckle, how you doing? Right, what you saying? Hi Peter, I've beat you to the beers tonight. Yeah, you have, but I can't hardly pick it up, it's so full. Yes, sir. Right, let's have a look. Where are we? Sawan Sharma, how you doing? Nice to see you. And again, you're a weekly. You're a glutton for punishment. You're in every week now. Good to see you. Cy London, how you doing? TGC 2450. Haven't seen Clive yet. Lester Paul, Bob J. Hi. I said hello to you already. Look, put your name up there. Pesky McNuggets. I haven't seen you for a few weeks. Oh, were you in last week? I can't remember. Ryan Seeger. Good evening, Franco and everyone. 74 days and counting. Yeah. I've said hi to Mark. Crypto Chris Card, how you doing? STE Bilbo, is it? Mazza, how you doing? Gemini Star, Infamous Vet. Yeah, I know. It's back. It's back with a vengeance. I'm gonna have a vest made up actually, and it's gonna say across the top. I'll have to put my chair more higher, but it's gonna say it won't be a long one tonight. You can reference that one. What we said, right? Mark Ross. Good evening, Peter. I've never been to Thailand, but have become addicted to your stories and live streams. Keep up the good work, Mark. From Lutterworth. You're not a million miles away from me, Mark. I'm in Kettering, so Lutterworth isn't that far. Don't be put off Thailand by any of the horror stories. There's a lot of nice people in Thailand, and you're just hearing the worst of the worst. Okay, it's not all bad. Thank you for that hard tulip. Straight towards the GoPro. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Right. Okay. Let's have a look. Franco, you're here. Let's have a look. Just in the background watching. Right. Okay. Good to see you, Franco. Right. Now, is that the real Ed Sweeney or isn't? I don't know what to say. If it is a real Ed Sweeney, hi Ed, good to have you in the stream. If it's not, you fooled me. Right, let's have a look. Who else we got? I think we're just about there. Nick T, hi to you. Garden Water, Jim Bean poured, evening all. Yeah, we'll have a few beers tonight. To be, not to be, glad to see the wife beater vest makes an appearance again. Yeah, I hate it actually, but it is really comfortable. Ken Christopherson, hi Peter, great to see you again. Looking hot. It's okay. I got 2 fans on, but they're low because of the sound. Carlito, how you doing? Carlos Harina, how you doing? Are we there? Are we there? I think we're there. Yeah, we're just about there. If I've missed you, apologies, guys. Oh, you're in again, Sheila. Sheila, the semi-free, here for a good time, not a long time, Lou. Yeah, that's what I say every week, Sheila. It's not going to be a long one tonight. I've got a good joke tonight, actually. I've got a couple of jokes, but you just reminded me when you said about the long one. Right, who else we got? Let's have a look. I think we're nearly there. Mark Ross, even if, oh, I've done you right. Okay, we're about there now, guys. We can start with the stream proper. Phil Bendall, is it? Hi from cold Auckland. Breakfast time. Sue the meditation. Hi, Martin Ryder, broadcasting live from Manga Command Control. You make me laugh, you guys. El Terrifico, hi. Dutch Frang, I think he mixed up with Danish Baker. Damon Baker, Frank DeRosa, always try my best. Okay, good. Yeah, the old spanner man. Okay, we're there. Right, great. Let's have a little sip of water, then we'll get on with it. And thanks for those super chats, guys. I really do appreciate it. We'll have a good camera next week, hopefully. Well, it's not a bad camera. £50 that was, but it's a standard web camera. Right, let me just have a little check on something. Right, over 300. Right, let's get into a few things, Thailand. Let's tell you what's been going on before we get into the fun stuff. Right, I'm just going to put a picture up here. Well, before I put the picture up, you all know Brian Flowers, don't you? If you don't know Brian Flowers, he runs I think it's called the Night Watch Group, is it? They run a load of bars in Pattaya. Brian's a businessman. He's been around Pattaya for a long time. He gets a bit of stick because of what he does with his businesses. People call him all sorts of names, but he's kind of, I think he's all right. I think Brian's quite a cool guy. I met him very, very briefly in Pattaya or Pattaya for the complainers. I met him very, very briefly, but he was in one of his I can't get that word out, in one of his little business meetings in a bar. And so Brian was very unlucky because he had his channel taken down. And I've spoken to Brian, and I'm going to give you a link to his new channel. And I'm going to tell you why he actually had his channel taken down. I'm sure Brian won't mind me telling you. It's a good warning for other people, actually. So basically what happens, if you've got a YouTube channel, when you upload a video, you can make it public, you can schedule it, you can make it private. So when I put out a stream on Saturday, for instance, the stories, that's a public video, so anybody can go and look at it. I release it about 5 days earlier for the silver and gold members. So I release it as a members only video, so nobody else can see it except members. And you can have an unlisted video. The reason you have an unlisted video is because you might make a video, upload it, but you don't want people to see it until, say, next week. But you don't want to forget to upload it. You want to upload it, have it sit in there. Like if you got, like me, when I go to Thailand, I might upload the 3 stories, date them, but nobody can see them. And Saturday in Bangkok, instead of I am getting to the point, guys. Saturday, instead of having to make the stories in Bangkok, I just click make public from unlisted. So what happened with Brian is he wanted to share some pictures with a couple of friends, no one else. They weren't going public. And unfortunately, he made a mistake because what he did, for some reason, his Google Drive and his Dropbox wasn't working properly. And he couldn't get them to work. So he thought, well, what I'll do, I'll put this link up as an unlisted video. Then nobody will see it, only who I want to see it, which is 2 or 3 friends. And unfortunately, it wasn't porn or anything like that, but it was just a bit risque for YouTube. You know how finicky, how strict they are. There were probably some pictures of some girls in Pattaya or something, a little bit more than a bit cleavage showing. And unfortunately for Brian, the algorithm picked it up. He kind of thought it wouldn't pick them up as it was an unlisted, it was an unlisted video, and it did pick it up. And because of the nature of what it was, YouTube just automatically banned his channel, just took it down. No mercy whatsoever. They just, all that work, all them subscribers, bang, gone. And it doesn't help when you've got idiots in the background who keep reporting you for small things that YouTube might not pick up on anyway, like I've got at the moment. And so that's why he got took down. He did go. Let me just say thank you. Go to take a shirt, $5. Thanks for that. Very, very kind of you. So the thing is, Brian did appeal it, but they're very strict. And, you know, his kind of attitude was, look, guys, come on, be sensible. You know, I've done all this work. The channel's been going for a long time. One infringement and my channel's gone, really. And they basically stuck to their guns and said no. So I'm going to promote his new channel a little bit here. I'm going to, there is a link in the description of this video. I don't need to put it on screen, but what I will do, I'll just show you. Let's have a look. I've got something prepared here. Yeah, there we go. That's you can see there. He's only got 502 subscribers at the moment. So it'd be good if you guys could go over there and subscribe. He's going to build his channel up again. I'm sure it'll be good. It's a killer. It really is. I mean, if it happened to me, I'd be gutted. You know, people have said to me, why don't you make a second channel? But it's just so much work to make, you know, more than one channel because of the effort that goes in. So as I say, Brian's channel is in the link. And, you know, if you want to go and subscribe, he puts out some good stuff. All right. But not now because you're here at the moment. Right. OK, let's have a look. That's that done. Right. Next, a lot of people ask me about Apple, the taxi driver. You know, when I go to Bangkok, I've got a lady taxi driver. She's a regular taxi driver and she always picks me up. She takes me wherever I want to go. She speaks a fair bit of English. And people say, you know, if you haven't seen Apple, look, this is me with Apple, a 10-second clip. I'm with Apple. She's sitting beside me here, my regular taxi driver. You okay, Apple? Everything okay? She was a little bit shy last time, but she's getting used to YouTube now, aren't you? A little bit easier. Okay, so that's Apple. So if you're going to Thailand, I want to help her out because business isn't great at the moment. She's just got a new car. I'm going to put this up here, right? So you can freeze this. You can write this down later. You can rerun it. But that's Apple's taxi. Her number's there. So if you want to, you know, if you're arriving in Thailand in October, November, whenever, and you'd like, you know, she's not a rip-off merchant. She's a very nice woman. Don't try anything stupid with her because, you know, once you've lost her friendship, you know, she's not a bar girl. She's a normal Thai woman who works hard. So don't try any funny business. You'll just come unstuck. But that's her car there, and that's her number. So she's very nice. You know, just drop her a line that you can catch up. She's online. Just or send her a message. Just say, look, we're arriving this date. Can you pick us up? She'll write back to you. And I've had a few guys write back to me and say, yeah, I've already written to Apple, and you know, she's going to pick us up. So that's good. Right. Okay. Let me just get rid of an idiot. Right. He's gone. Okay. Let's have a look. Right. Where are we? Right. Damon, I hope you got your 30mm spanner tonight. We might have a few in. Well, we've just had one in, Frank. I've just blocked him. So you'll have to be on your guard tonight because it's going to be like we say, Ed had a good few the other night, and I'm sure I will have as well. So there's 3 of us watching it. So, you know, not too many should slip through. Right, Paul Shackleton, does Apple have a line ID? Yeah, you're going to have to text her and find out because I can't give you all of her details, okay? I've given you her phone number. She is online. You know how it all works. Just, you know, send her a text, send her a message online if you haven't got your line ID. Yeah, you can find her online by putting a number in, can't you? I asked Apple if I could put that out there, and I'll ask her if I can give her line ID for next week, okay? I just don't want to give it willy-nilly, you know, out there because she'll say yeah, obviously, but I need to ask her. Okay, Only in Thailand says, Martin Ryder told Brian not to post the Golden Rain video. I used to sell climbing rose. Yeah, I don't know what it was. You know, Brian's okay. He does get the haters, but don't we all? Jose, YouTube is absolute minefield with trolls, bots, and draconic algorithms. If you've managed to stay afloat, you're doing something right. Like I say, guys, I've toned it right down. I've toned it right down. Right, Clive, how you doing? You'll have to go and stand in the corner for 5 minutes because you're late tonight, but good to have you in anyway. Okay, so let's have a look. Natural in the Buff Vietnamese lady. Could have got a shorter username, really. I'm going to call you Natural in the Buff. That flows off the tongue. You and Apple going to hook up next time you're there. Yeah, but it's purely platonical. I mean, you might not believe that. We look very close in that shot there in the taxi, and we are good friends, but I'd never, you know, you got a patio in Bangkok. You know, if that's what you're looking for, there's thousands, right? Why ruin the relationship with a good taxi driver, someone who's solid, who'll pick you up, who can speak English, who understands foreigners? Why mess that up for a chance on something else, right? It's just not worth it, and I wouldn't do it. Right, Charles Sanders. Peter, I missed the Thai music during the stream. Would you consider commissioning, having someone write some music exclusive? No, because it wouldn't be the same. The music I was using was Isan folk music, and it's very particular. It's got a very as soon as you hear it, you know what it is, and you can't. a regular person can't match it that good, you know. I mean, as I say, it was good while it lasted. The music I've got now is kind of works, but it's not the Thai music. And like somebody just said, you know, they're getting so strict now. It's just not worth risking it. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. I'll do a few more comments, and then we'll talk about a few more things going on in Thailand at the moment. Right, Carlito, remember her months ago? Very nice and good at her job. What you said, Peter, good taxi ride. Don't forget to give her taxi number or contact number next week. Thanks. Yeah. So Carlita, because you know I deal with a lot of people on here. I'm presuming because I've already given her number out to some people, and I think if I'm not wrong, you did book with Apple, right? And that message there proves you actually had a good experience, right? What Paul Hoskins saying? Can we have the 7-Eleven door chime? That's it. That's in every week. Is it in the stories? No, the Sawadi car from the girl is in, isn't it? Right. We'll try and fix that up for you next week, Paul. Don't know if I'm going to do a stream Sunday. Depends if I feel like it. See how it goes tonight. I always like Debbie Harry from Blondie, not Debbie Harry who works behind the bar in Weatherspoons. Okay. Right. Jack Mark. Hi, Peter from Sydney. What was the issue with the Isan folk music? It's just copyrighted music, Mark. There was a song that I used to use in the Ladyboy competition when I originally did it. It was really fast music, sounded like it was speeding up. And I used to put out about 18 images, like a montage. And that company in Thailand wrote to YouTube, and I had to edit it out of maybe 10 videos. And because I finished, you know, all my stories finished for that girl, didn't it, in the orange, and that nice bit of Thai music. And everyone's so paranoid now because there's so many idiots around trying to get channels taken down that I've just taken a decision not to take a chance. You know, I got the music from somewhere. I think it's okay, but it's just not worth it. There's probably 300 videos with that track on. Can you imagine having to edit them out? It's just, you've got to play by their rules now, or you can't be in the game. It's as simple as that. Okay. Mark, I know that your wife does not watch your channel, but what about your daughter? No, none of them watch it, Mark. They don't. They think it's boring. Right. Angels Cabal. Is the Manga Minute no longer? No, the Manga Minute's okay. You see, they do have rules, YouTube, but they're very precise, and I've gone into them. And for instance, you know, you can have a girl in a bikini. That's fine because you can look at a girl in a bikini on the beach. But as soon as you see a side angle and too much in your shirt, or you know, a thong that goes right up her butt, you can't show stuff like that. That's why you've got to be very careful. But no, the Manga Minute's fine because all it is, it's girls dancing, pretty girls in skimpy outfits that you could see on the beach or in a nightclub. So yeah, they're fine. That's fine. Okay. She had a hairy muff. I do like a hairy muff. That's the username. That's not me saying that. Thai music is all right, but some banging drum and bass would be much better. Not on this channel. I mean, on some of the younger guys' channels it might be, but not on this channel. You know, it's, I was just on this subject now. I was, you know, because I'm going to Thailand soon. I'm going in October, and I've never really done this. I got a load of Thai YouTubers up that because I'm normally busy with my channel. I don't normally check out other channels, and I actually put in, I forget the phase, but it was to get the Thai vloggers up. And I looked at about a dozen of them today. And you know what? Something I found out, the really good ones that have got the high numbers, I watch their videos and they're not any better than anybody else's videos. But the reason they've got much higher numbers than, say, I don't want to name anybody. Say you get a normal guy and he goes, okay, we're going to go out and check out this hotel. Here's a room. It's 1,000 baht a night. Right now we're going to go and eat delicious fish. And he eats it and then he'll walk up the street and thanks for watching, blah, blah, blah. As opposed to a guy who he's put his camera over there, he runs up and he goes down and then it edits into some fast music. And then you get a few shots of Bangkok and then he'll be on this way. And they're the guys who are getting the numbers. It's not, when you analyze their videos and look at them, they're not fantastic videos compared to this guy's videos. They're pretty much all the same actually, but it's the editing. And if you look at the guys who are getting the big numbers, it's the way they edit their video, the way they deal with the camera work. They're just more, they kind of hold you in the video longer. Do you know what I mean? If you're just watching a guy walk down the street with his selfie stick, it's like, yeah, here we go again. But some of these guys with the music and the way it jumps from this one to that one, yeah, I mean, I'll have to work on my editing skills. Let's just say that. Right, Angels Cabal. Here I am, my donation to Manga Minute filmed on the GoPro. Nice one, Angels Cabal. Thank you. Right, let me talk about some stuff, Thailand. Let's have a look what's going on. Right, so we've mentioned Brian. We'll do the Gambian sausage later. Right, I think I've got a picture of this one. Let me just, because I don't copy the text anymore. I just copy links and get it from, I think this is from the Tiger, this story. Yours Travels, thanks, mate. Yours Travels only booked another cruise, 14 nights on Britannia, and then got on to Vertusio, is it, for 40 nights, 28 nights of great food, unlimited drink, made Scandinavia. Thanks, Yours Travel. Sorry, I can't put it up on the screen right now. I'm just getting a link of a story, but thank you for that. Right, let me just copy and paste this, and I'll be right there. Let me put the picture up. Right, here we go. Right, that's the picture. And I'll just grab the story. Right, so the title of this is Drunk Russian Man Smashes Glass Door in a Pattaya Go-Go Bar. So this is a lesson. If you want to go there and be ramble, this is not what you shouldn't do. After not being able to pay his tab in a Pattaya Go-Go Bar, a drunk Russian tourist went on a rampage, smashing the bar's glass doors and punching a security guard. The incident took place at Dolls, a girly bar on Pattaya Walking Street late last night, involving a 25-year-old Russian man identified only as Viago. Is that Viagra? No, Viago. Pattaya police received a call at around 2:30 a.m. that a tourist had gotten very drunk in the bar, could not or would not pay his bar tab, and took it to violence when confronted. According to a guard on the scene, the man arrived earlier in the evening and had several cocktails, which totaled 900 baht. The man ended up getting rather intoxicated by the time it was time to pay his bar. So that's really what you shouldn't do in Thailand, isn't it? Let's get another story. Yeah, this is this. I'll just read this out. I don't have a picture on this, but the title of this is cheapest all-you-can-eat buffet. How much do you think the cheapest buffet you could get in Thailand? Right? Just go on, have a guess. What do you think? $5, $4, $3? You must try this buffet located at Lumpini Park in Bangkok, Thailand. Possibly the cheapest all-you-can-eat buffet in Thailand. It has a wide variety of choices to choose from $1.32. To put that in perspective, that's about 47 baht, 87 satang. Okay, and that's a buffet, all you can eat. Right. A couple of things here. Tenfold tourist increase due to Thailand Saudi route opens, because you know Saudi and Thailand they had problems before and they cut off ties, but they kind of they've kind of kissed and made up, as it were, now. So Thailand is expecting a tenfold increase in visitors from Saudi Arabia. They'll treat the girls well, won't they? After the launch to the Bangkok to Jeddah route on August 19th, a deputy governor spokesman estimated that the upcoming launch of the direct air route between the holy city of Mecca and the Kingdom of Thailand's capital city will push up numbers of visitors from 30,000 to 300,000. And the same thing's happening on Bangkok Airways, actually. They're going to start flights again to Da Nang, Siem Reap, and Yangon, is it? Flight traffic is increasing. Now Bangkok Airways has announced the start back of flights to nearby international destinations, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar. Thailand's boutique airline will resume service in August and September to Da Nang, Siem Reap, and Yangon. I hope I pronounced that right. Okay. Right, okay. It's not a news channel. I've got some other bits to go through here, but I'll break off there and we'll get back into the chat. Let's have a look. Let's get down to some of the newer chats here. Mario Harina, is it? I see Peter dressed up for the stream. Yeah, well, you've obviously come in late because it's really hot. I was actually sitting here 5 minutes before the stream in a nice polo, because I do like to present well. I don't want to sit here like a tramp, you know. But it's so the humidity is so high today that I just couldn't do 2-3 hours, whatever I'm going to do, in a t-shirt. So I ran upstairs and put this on, and as awful as it looks, it's actually very comfortable. I've got air circulating, so you know it's much more comfortable for me. You won't see me like this very often, but okay. I'm just looking at some of these comments that look a bit dodgy. Right, I'm not reading them out. Right, Paul Shackleton, I'm not sure the Saudis will do well in Thailand. They are not laid back enough. Well, when I went to years and years ago, one thing that stuck out of my hand about, I don't know if they were Saudis, but they're definitely Middle East, you know, Arabs. They got a lot of money to throw around, and, you know, they go into bars and they're ringing the bell every 5 minutes. They're giving the girls what they want. They don't ask how much, you know, they have a lot of cash, you know. Good for them, good for the girls, I guess. Right, what's that? Jason, Peter, can you please bring the girls on the show? Bit difficult at the moment, Jason, because I'm not in Thailand. I will be in October. Do you go to Pattaya because it's nearer Bangkok? Don't hear you talk about Phuket much. Basically, Lester Paul, yeah, absolutely, because it's the logistics of it. Because most people, they will head to Bangkok for 1 or 2 nights, then they'll go down to Pattaya for the rest of the time, maybe a week or so, and that's what I'm going to do in October. God, I've got an itchy nose. It must be that fan. Some people arrive and go straight down to Pattaya because the airport, the newer airport now, which I can't pronounce, it used to be the old Don Muang airport, which is at the other side of Bangkok, whereas this new one is kind of closer to Pattaya. But yeah, Lester Paul, exactly. Because if you drive, not suggesting I would drive, but if I was to drive to Phuket, it's about 18 hours from Bangkok. The only other way to get down there is to fly. I think it's about an hour and a half. I've done it before. Not sure how much it is now. It's probably only a couple of thousand baht, but that's the only reason, because of the logistics of it. When I live there, I will visit Phuket, of course, but you know, I don't go to Pattaya very often. Actually, I prefer Hua Hin and Chatham and Rayong, those sort of places. You know, Pattaya is okay for a while, but it can get a bit much after a while. Okay. Right. Marky Mike said, Peter, like you said, why argue over 100 baht? That's not even $3. Just pay the bill, walk away and enjoy the rest of the vacation. He was pissed, wasn't he, Mark? It comes down to alcohol. A lot of people can't control themselves when they've had a drink. Yeah, I did how to pronounce that? Old Foggy, is it? I did bring you up in the stream earlier because you've joined as a member now. So thank you for that. I did put your name up earlier. I do notice who joins and everything. So thank you. Nana Plaza is my mecca. I think it is for most guys, actually. And when you've had enough of that, you take a walk down to Soy Cowboy. I don't know any Kettering women, Clive. Would you really want to see Kettering women on this stream? Right. You'll have to ask Apple that. She's not a rip-off merchant. How much does Apple charge to go to Pattaya from Bangkok? She's not going to be. She'll probably be the same as most other taxis, but the difference between Apple and somebody else you get into, they won't try and rip you off before you finally get before you get your price. You know, you can get in and start going to Pattaya, and they say, "How much is this going to cost me?" I know guys who have not even asked her. They get there. She's very, very fair. You don't need to worry about that. And I don't get any commission. I'm not giving her one or anything like that. So I've got the only reason I'm helping her is because I use her, and she, you know, she is a good taxi driver. Martin says, "What's your favorite bars in Bangkok?" There's so many. They keep changing now, don't they? My favorite bars keep changing because I've got my, you know, the Tilat bar. You know, I like that one, and there's certain bars in Nana. But there's so many new ones come up all the time, and some disappear. So it's always changing. I used to like the German beer bar in Soy 5 until they tried to rip me off last time I was there, and I've gone off that completely now. Is that right? Let's have a look. Someone's left me a super chat there. Jeff say, a little something for the GoPro fund. The first stream that I've had to eat my sunglasses to watch. LOL. Cheers, everyone. You've had to, yeah, thanks for the super chat. I don't know if you're joking or because somebody else said you need to adjust the white tone. The first stream that I've had to eat my sunglasses to watch. I don't really know. Is that just a joke, or am I too white? Because I can adjust it. I've got software to adjust it here. Right, Paul Shackleton. Peter, how are the book sales? I'm buying more for Christmas presents this year. Oh, thanks, Paul. Yeah, I mean, like I said to you last time, I'm not going to be on any bestsellers list because I'm not, you know, they're not in the airport or anything like that. They're just on Amazon, and there's thousands of books on Amazon. Anyone can put a book on Amazon, but they do no care. Probably sold, I don't know, hundreds, something like that. You know, but it's like everything, isn't it? Amazon take their cut. I give a percentage to Andrew Hamming because he edited the book for me. It's a bit of beer money, you know. It might pay a few nights in a hotel. Right, Christopher Doyle, you're not on this screen, but I can see you there. Daisy Fertilizer, good man. Thank you for the super chat, and there you go. There, right? Okay. Okay. Paul says picture is fine. Good. Yeah. Okay. So I think we've got a fake Ed Sweeney in here tonight, so I'm just gonna put him out because Ed wouldn't say things like that. Right. Right. So look. Is it time for a beer yet? That's important. No, not yet. We've only been going half an hour. Right. Welsh 32. Haven't said hi to you tonight. I seen cheap flights via Saudi to book Bangkok. In flight, you got eye mask, pillow, and a basket to put the head in. LOL. Okay. Flights are quite, you know, there's a bit of controversy going on at the moment because most people are saying the flights are very, very expensive in August and September, and I found them to be that way. That's why I've booked for October. But some people come back in and say, no, I've, they're not expensive. How much are you paying at this time of the year? Right. I don't know what that means. There's a picture of a spaceship with a K on it. And I don't know what that is. Obviously a super chat or a sticker or something like that. I've never had one of them. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Right. I don't know. Okay. Marky Mark says, if you had a Spot the Ladyboy competition in England, you would be right 100% of the time. Absolutely. Even McLaren F1 race would get that one. Yeah, I told you before, we've got a guy here in Kettering. You couldn't call him a lady, but we've got a couple now, actually. What they do, there's one guy who wears black fishnets and a leather cap, and he just looks like a man in woman's clothes. I mean, I'm not criticizing him, and he does what he wants, but it's that difference between Thailand. When you look at a ladyboy, you think, is it? Isn't it? It's really hard to tell. These guys look like the Yorkie truck driver, but they've got a skirt on it. So you just wouldn't want to do it, Mark. Aging, right? Okay. How is Apple's driving? The first time to Pattaya, Harold, I hired this driver that was recommended, and he drove like a mad. They all drive like madman. Now, Apple's okay actually. I use her. Why would I not use her? Yeah, I know yours. I've just put him out. You can. We won't. I don't want to get into this too much, but you can tell when there's a fake person in here who's stolen somebody else's logo and everything. They try to pretend they're a YouTuber that we know, because they leave comments that are unnatural, aren't they? Like if I went onto somebody's stream, like Trevor's. Oh, I'll tell you something about Trevor in a minute. I would be respectful, like people are respectful here. But when you get people come in and they start using Thai words that they think we don't understand, that are rude, they think they're being clever. You just block them, because we know they're not the real person. Right. A few people wrote to me and said, I thought you were supposed to be on Buzzin' Patia's stream on Thursday. I was out with the dog. I sent a message to Trevor. I said, look, Trevor, I'm out with the dog. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Send me the link, because that's how you get on the stream. I send you a link, click the link, and you're on, right? And I got back and I thought, that's weird. He hasn't replied to it. He hasn't read it or anything. So I went onto his channel. I could see them talking away quite merrily there. And then all of a sudden, Trevor stops in the middle of his stream and he says, oh, shit. He says, we're supposed to have Thailandbound on here today. He says, I've totally forgot. And but apparently he's got, I did write to him and say what happened. And he did say he's got a few issues going on. I won't get personal, but he's got a few issues going on. So that's fine. I wrote to him and said, look, don't worry about it, Trevor. It's a stream at the end of the day, isn't it? Okay. Mark Hanley, I watched a video earlier with that. Okay, yeah. I watched that one as well, actually. Pathetic. Right, I know this is for real. Ed Sweeney's 20 stone wife back in England. Real Ed is motting currently. Okay. I did speak to Ed a couple of times over the last 2 weeks, because Ed's stream, from what I've seen it the other day, it was just toxic. There were so many trolls in there. But I said to Ed, look, Ed, you need to get a moderator, or at least one moderator, because it does help a lot. Because when you've got other people who are just watching the chat, and someone silly comes in and starts leaving these stupid messages. Innovations, reality. Thank you for that. Thank you. Because when I'm talking or reading stories and I'm doing a competition, that's when these guys can come in and start hammering it, because I'm not looking at the comments. When you've got moderators in, they help a lot. And I said to Ed, you need to get yourself some moderators, but what can I do? Right, Mac Thai, boss taxi patcher is good, 1,000 baht, and she has you there just over an hour. I'm sure she is, but I don't know her and I don't use her. I'm only recommending Apple because I use her. I know she's very nice. She's very good. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Looking forward to speaking to the Gambia thing tonight. They're trying to crack down on taxis again, but this isn't. They've had this time and time again. There was an article out today. It says new rules to control taxi drivers. Thai taxi, tuk-tuk, and motorcycle drivers were reminded that it's a great idea. They're reminded that the point deduction system introduced to control their behavior will go into effect from January 1st, 2023. The Thai Taxi Federation said the point system was to be introduced on December 1st last year, but had to be postponed due to the pandemic. A point system has been devised by the Department of Land and Transport to control the behavior of public vehicle drivers and promote safety. Each public vehicle driver will start with 100 points, which will be deducted every time an offence is committed. Once all points are gone, the driver's license will be suspended, Post said. Now, that is good. Now, I'm not going to keep this up here for long. Let me just, thanks, Innovations. Let me just get rid of that. Oh, got a new member there. Let me say hi to him first. Jeff Say became a new member. Thanks, Jeff. Good to have you in as a member. We're going to be doing some member streams, guys. I'll let you know more about that, but it's going to be right at the cheap end, the $4.99. I'm going out to Thailand. I've got to try and make some money, right? So I've got to do some member streams like the rest of them. But nice to have you in, Jeff. Right, now, on that taxi story, I've still got a banner up there. Let me just get rid of that. Put that to get rid of that. Right. Now, I'm not going to put this up for a long time. If you're interested in this, you can go back and pause it or rewind it. But that's the point system there. So obviously the category 1, they get 10 points. They start off with 100 points. Category 2 is more serious offences, so they'll lose 20 points. And category 3 obviously is the most serious. You know, for instance, displaying obscene behaviour in the presence of passengers, tampering with a fare, consuming alcohol and intoxicating while driving with more than 50 milligrams to 100 milligrams. Well, I'm surprised they don't just instantly ban them, but they get 30 points. So they start off with 100 points. The good old Bangkok taxis, they start off with 100 points. And, you know, if they keep, you know, breaking the rules, they'll lose a license. So they're making an effort. Another super chat there. Thanks, Mark. Here's a tenner, Pete, kid. Come on, Mongas, donate. I think I'm pretty much tonight now. I think I'm pretty much there with the camera now. That's great. I can't wait to get it. Okay. Okay. Ed Sweeney's. Hang on. Where are we? No, Dutch Farang. I'll put you. Right. Ed Sweeney's 20 stone wife back in England. I think the point system is fantastic. I often think about it late at night while Ed's mots away. Fantastic news. Yeah, but it's implementing, isn't it? Let me just sort out this. I've got a little bit of a shadow coming down there at the bottom. Let me just. Right, that should get rid of that. Okay, let's put some pretty ladies up now. You've seen enough of Soy 4. Let's put these girls up for you. There we go. Just brighten up a bit. I'll be on a stream later on when I, you know, somebody will have this up saying, oh, he's at it again. Right. Lee James. Is it Lee James? Let's have a look. Don't do Tunisia, Martin. Right. Oh, you're talking to someone else. All right. Right. Let me just tell you a little bit of news from my side, because you know what I'm doing. Right, good news, guys. Good news. You know, I've been trying to sell my house for the last sort of 3 months. I've been holding out for a price. I was willing to drop £5,000, but I wasn't going to give it away, okay? Because we need the cash actually. So if you're new to the channel, my wife and I are separating as friends. I'm giving her most of the money from the sale of the property here. I'll keep probably 20% of it because I want to set her up in a smaller house with my younger daughter who's just got the bachelor's degree. I love boasting about that. But, you know, I've had it on the market. I've actually accepted an offer this week and I'm very, very happy about it. But it doesn't mean I'm at the end of the race. I'm certainly not, because you know yourself, there's a few things that are really important. Now we have to go out and try and find a house that's suitable for my wife. And there's just nothing much around at the moment. I've phoned up all the estate agents and I've said, you know, we're looking for somewhere. So hopefully if something comes up, it's what they call a chain, isn't it? So if we find something, the solicitors put it all into motion and we all move on the same day. I'll sleep on the wife's sofa for a week and then I'm off to Thailand, hopefully for good. But what I've decided to do, because I'm going out in October for 2 months, I plan to come back for December and then go out for another 2 to 3 months. I was talking to my friend Simon in Bangkok in the week. I've changed my plans now. I'm still going out in October, but what I was going to do was go out on a 30-day tourist visa exempt stamp, get it extended for another month, change my air ticket for another month and do 2 months. But we've just decided now there's no point in that. I'm going to, when I go out there this time in October, I'm going to get a long-term visa, a year, right? And then I've decided I'm going to look for a room, not an apartment. Maximum budget. I've got to live in Bangkok. Maximum budget for now, 10 to 12,000 baht. There are places around. People say, oh, you can't get anything in Bangkok, but you can. I mean, I've found places. They're not palaces, but as long as it's, all I need is a room with a workstation where I can work on the computer, a comfortable bed. I'll eat my meals outside, a shower room. You can get that for 10 or 12,000 baht a month. But when you think of the cost of a hotel, you know, you're talking about £1,000 a month. Somebody will leave comments, say they got somewhere for 500 baht a month, but you know, Bangkok's very difficult. You're normally paying 1,000, 1,100, something like that. So if you think over 2 months, I'm not staying in Bangkok for 2 months, but if you think about it, you know, you're talking over 2 months, that's as much as £1,500 or $1,700 US, as opposed to, you know, a room that's costing me 250, 280 US dollars for a month. Okay, you got a little bit of aircon on top of that, probably 50, 60 pound. But the other good thing about that is I can now, once I get that room and I come back in December, I can start taking things that, if I have to do 1 or 2 more trips before I'm finally settled out there, I can now start taking cases out and start bringing personal items out that I can't bring in one bag. And the other thing is, if I've got a room, I can get a microwave. I can start, get my water jug and all my bits and pieces, my Nescafe, and, just start sheets, whatever. I can start making the room nice. And then when I go back the next time, it's there, isn't it? So looking forward to that. Right. And I will keep you updated, of course. Right. David Loveday, thank you for that. Yes, my guy, can you tell the story of the German bar that tried to rip you off? Big up, Pete Tyler. Well, I have told it a couple of times. And you're going to be careful, all right, I'll tell it very, very quickly, okay? I'm not going to mention the name of the bar. I'm sure you all know where it is. Famous German beer bar, not too far from Sukhumvit. I haven't mentioned the name of it, so I haven't broken any laws in Thailand, as they say. Okay, so I've been going to this beer bar for probably the best part of 27 years, on and off, and it's a good place to meet. It's open, the beer bar I'm talking about. And basically, I went in there one night. I was supposed to meet a friend. They didn't turn up. One of the freelancers there asked me, do you want to have a game of pool? I said, yeah, why not? I didn't have anything to do. She had a glass of red wine that she already had when I was there. We went to play pool, and it was only pool. There was nothing more than that. And because I'm taking her time up, I said, would you like another glass of red wine? So she'd had one. Then I bought her a second one too. That's it. Now, when that second glass of wine came, let me just say quickly, thank you, DK TGC. Okay, I won't put it up on screen because I'll lose track of what I'm talking about. Offer on your house. If you want to accept it, then use it for the GoPro. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that. Right. So I'd gone in there. She had one glass of red wine. We were playing pool. So on her bill, her glass of red wine was 100 baht or 120 baht. And then I bought a second one. I looked at the bill when it came, and it was 170 baht. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. The one that she's bought was 100 baht or 120. The one I bought was 170. So I went to the bar and I said, look, she's had a red wine. It's 100 baht, 120. I've just bought her a second one. It's 170. Why is there a difference? She said, well, because you bought it. It's a ladies' drink. And that extra money, she gets commission. So the red wine is actually 100 baht or 120 baht. The bar get that. And that's all they charge a girl. But if a guy buys a drink, then they put another 50 baht on it. And that 50 baht goes to the girl. Right. So I wasn't really happy about that. So I said to the guy, I said, look, I'm quite happy to have a few games of pool with you, but I'm not doing this. What I will do, if you want to stay and have a few games of pool, I'll give you a decent tip, when we're finished playing pool. She was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. She was okay with that. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll give her 200 baht, £5, right? But, she'd have to have 4 drinks to get that. And I only played pool with her for about an hour and a half, something like that. And it was great. We're playing pool, makes the time go by. You know what it's like. And anyway, the pool came to its conclusion, as it does. And I asked for the bill. I did, I'm worst enemy. I always say to you guys, check the bill part, go through the bills, scrutinize them. I didn't. I just gave the bill. It came back and it had 7 red wines on it. 7, right? And I thought, no. And I knew what was going to, I knew exactly how it was going to play out. I knew it, but I thought, I'll play it. I'll play the game, but I won't raise my voice or anything. But I knew how it was going to play out. And they've got one older woman in there. She's kind of like the head honcho, and she's horrible. She really is, right? And anyway, 7 wines. So the staff who got my bill, I called him over, a guy, and hang on a second. Oh, they're at it tonight. They're having fun tonight, these people. Right. Put me off the stroke a little bit there. Yeah. So 7 red wines. So I said to the guy, very nicely, I said, look, you've got 7 red wines on here. Why is that? And he said, because she's had 7 red wines. I said, she hasn't. Now, luckily for me, the girl was there. And I said, when I came in, how many drinks had you had? And her English is okay. She said, just the one, that one. And the guy understood it. I said, so she bought 1 drink, right? And then I said, how many did I buy you? And she said, 1. I said, right. So she bought 1. I bought 1. That's 2 red wines, right? Now, he didn't have a leg to stand on, right? So he went off and spoke to this horrible woman. And she came, the bill was about 1,800 baht. She came back and she started shouting and waving it about. And what they do, they try to create an atmosphere that makes you feel uncomfortable. So once she starts shouting and waving the bill about, it's like people look and think, oh, troublemaker, Farang, right? So I just kept calm and I just, played it out. And there wasn't many people in there, actually. It was when COVID was in full swing. This was back in December, remember? And so it didn't work. So she started shouting and screaming, and there were only 2 bar staff there. And it wasn't like the place was full. Normally they'd surround the situation. All the Thais had come over, and you'd have about 12 of them around you, and you'd be like, blimey, get me out of here. But there was only 2 bar staff, and there was an American guy sitting here on the bar next to me. He just looked and rolled his eyelids as if to say, here we go again. And I just kept perfectly calm. And when she'd finished clucking, I just said to her, I said, look, I think I called her ma'am, something corny like that, just to be extra polite. And I explained the situation. She snatched the bills off me like I'd done something wrong, went scribbling away, right, came back, and it had been 1,800 baht, threw it at me, and it was now 1,200 baht. Well, she probably, out of the 7, she probably took 3 off or 4 off. I don't know, but it had gone far enough. You know, I always say don't get into confrontation, but it had gone far enough. And I settled at that. I took the 1,200 baht. You know, when they leave the coins in the tray, you always leave the coins, don't you? I took every coin out of that tray, and I walked out with dignity, head held high. I just, you know, it was one of those situations that shouldn't have happened. I've been going there for years. And to be honest with you, I'm totally pissed off because I want to go back there. But, you know, they got long memories. They remember who you are. So there you go. There's a story. Right. Lee James, is he on now, Mark? He's terrible, really. I think I know who you're talking about. No, he goes on very late at night so he can criticize everybody else's stream. He waits till everyone's finished their stream. Then he nitpicks and sends complaints to YouTube and all that sort of thing. Right. So, right. If you dance with the devil, don't cry if you get overcharged. That's a kind of bit of a silly thing to say, isn't it? Was I dancing with the devil? I think I had a game of pool as an innocent customer. Right. Gemini Star. Right. Hang on. Dutch Frank's comment stuck there. Right. Okay. Dutch Frank says you met halfway, Peter. Yeah, the main thing is, I know you're joking there, but the main thing, if you ever look, guys, if you're new to Thailand and you get into this situation, the main thing is stay really, really calm. Okay. Once you raise your voice and start pointing your finger, you're finished. You're going to get nowhere. Right. Welsh 32 guy rang the barbell. This bar girl said to me, "I get you free drink." She put the tab on his bar bill. Laugh at her. Yeah, but that is normal. Welsh 32. That's normal. If you're in a bar in Pattaya and some guy rings the bell, he's got to buy everybody in that bar a drink. The dancers, all the. I've had it lots of times. I've been sitting there. I checked bin. I was just about to leave. And they bring me and my friend a couple of beers, and I said, "We didn't order these." Oh, him ring, you know they are. Him ring the bell, and we get a free beer. That's normal. But what you can do, you can actually say to the manager, whoever it is there, you can say, "Look, I want to ring the bell, but I only want to buy a drink for the girls on stage or all the girls. I don't want to buy a drink for the customers." As long as you explain that, you're allowed to do that. So you ring the bell, the girls all scream, and you can buy them all a drink, and you don't have to buy the customers a drink. Okay. JB says, a similar thing happened to me years ago, and I squeezed on out in the cup. They put the bill in. I was lucky they didn't catch me as I went a bit over the top. Oh, JP, you're getting worse. David, Peter, Brian Flowers has started a new channel. We've been there, David. We've been there. There's a link in the description to his new channel, and I spent 5 minutes explaining it, but thank you for that, David. All right. Diane Abbott, nice to hear from you. Give him the one bang, Peter. All right. Charles Sanders, we're above 400, guys. How are we? We're above 400. Oh, 440. That's quite a good turnout tonight. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not going to mention his name, guys. You know, I try to learn from my streams, and I get feedback. I've got friends who I talk to out the stream, and I say, you know, I want criticism from them. And, you know, I spoke to somebody last week and they said, well, you know, 2 criticisms. One, you said you're not an e-beggar. And then secondly, you started asking people for money for your camera in a roundabout way. And I thought, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have done that. And then the other thing is, oh, you were going on too much about the trolls. You know, should have just got on with the stream. And they're right. You know, I shouldn't entertain these guys. We've got a couple of moderators there. I've so far I've blocked 2 today. Okay, I'll put that out from Diane Abbott. I think we've got them now. Right. Ex Tommy Robinson follow. Pete, is there talk of tension between China and Taiwan over there, and do the CCP have influence in Thailand? Okay, that's really not a subject I'm going to get into. Firstly, because I don't know anything about it. I don't follow politics. Secondly, I do this stream to kind of have fun, and we do talk about some bits and pieces. But hang on, another one I've got a block here. Oh my God, hang on. Yeah, I just don't get into politics. Oh, somebody else has blocked it. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't get into politics. You know, we're talking about Thailand. Sometimes we talk about old movies and things like that. But politics gets a bit heavy. And then what happens? People have a few drinks and you say the wrong thing and people start getting upset and people fall out in the stream. So I'd rather keep it lighthearted. Okay. Have a chat with Chick from, I know him. Have a chat with Chuck from No Time to Be Sad, Peter. I believe he knows somebody in Bangkok that rents out a condo. Yeah, I don't really need to. I mean, I know a lot of people as well, as far as I've got my own method for finding rooms in condos. Okay, I don't follow the normal way to get a condo. You know, guys land and they go straight to it. I don't do that. I told you last week what I do. That Chuck, isn't he back in the States now? And he doesn't stay in Bangkok anyway, does he? He's he's normally out of Bangkok. No Name says, you've made it, Peter. Trolls are wild. They're in every stream. It's not just me. They're not in here because they think Peter's a handsome man. No. Right. Eddie seems to love it. He plays with them. I mean, he really likes it. He's got this woman that, I don't know if it really is a woman, but he's got this woman called Lisa who comes in and slates him off. And he always talks about the Gambian sausage to her. I'll tell you what, let's do the Gambian sausage story now. That's quite amusing. I've got a great picture for you here. Right, hang on, let me just get the link, because this is from The Sun, and you know, anything The Sun write is going to be a hot topic. Okay, let me get this story up. If you don't know what Gambian sausage is, it's a term that's been bandied around. That's it. I thought the link wasn't going to work there. Right. What Gambian sausage is, it's tongue in cheek. You know, it's a bit humorous. What it means is, you know, a lot of Western women, or not a lot, some Western women go onto certain channels like Ed's or mine or Trevor or whoever, and they say, "Oh, you guys only go out to Thailand for the women. You're all maniacs. You know, that's what you go out there for." Well, apparently it works the other way. Now, let me just put this picture up, and I'll read you out a story, okay? And I've tried to sort of disguise them as best as I can. Okay, so there's a picture there. And the title of this is Welcome to Gambia. Very clever Sun title there, as always. So I won't read the whole thing, but it just basically says, welcome to Gambia. Gambia has become a sex paradise for British grands that make Magaluf look tame. A horny granny grinds against a Gambian toy boy at the bar, her Zimmer frame screeching back and forth with every thrust. I mean, they really play it out, The Sun, don't they? Nearby, a silver-haired siren snogs her Jim-honed love while he squeezes her saggy bottom. They've made this humorous, haven't they? Outside, a pensioner is devouring her younger catch. The pair kiss each other greedily before he drags him back to her hotel. Welcome to Gambia, the West African sex paradise for retired Brits who make youngsters playing in Magaluf look tame. Bake Off judge okay, well, no, just skip through these. What happens in Gambia stays in Gambia. Brian Street, thank you for the super chat. I will pour one out shortly. I just don't want to lose my flow on this one. A grey fug of smoke from cigarettes and weed wafts to the top of palm tree with the old age pensioners. The pair are pushed up against the bar, giggling like naughty teenagers as their toy boys tickle and tease them. Everywhere I look, Western women are flaunting their younger lovers like must-have accessories as reggae blasts out. I've got you some of the cleaner pictures, actually. There are plenty of horror stories about Gambian bumpsters, a term used to describe unemployed Gambian men who target Western women they see as a meal ticket to the UK. But now there are an increasing number of British grannies who turn the scam on its head, indulging in the charms of the Gambian men, but keeping their wallets tightly closed. The reality of life on the Gambias is aired on channel. Okay, I can't advertise that. The long English guys are a bit vulgar, but the Gambian men I've met are romantic. I come here twice a year with my girlfriends. English guys are a bit vulgar, but the Gambian men I've met have been romantic. Jackie tells how she's on a girls' holiday with her sister Julie, aged 60, a housekeeper, and 3 other British pals. We love reggae music. She continues giggling. We've been partying most nights until 5 a.m. Julie adds, I've been seeing a 36-year-old Gambian for about 3 years, but it's not a proper relationship. He's not coming to England and we're not getting married. I tell him I've got no savings. From women of a certain age, they may feel they have become invincible to men back home in Britain. Gambia really... Anyway, look, you've got the picture, haven't you? It goes on and on and on. All right, so that's something Ed was joking about in his stream. But so you can take the boot off one foot and put it on the other, as they say. There's women who criticize guys for going to Thailand, and there you go. Right. Okay. I've started one off now, haven't I? Look, Paul Shackleton, Granny's Lives Matter. I don't need to say anything. Let me just look at some of these comments. Wonga, Mark Hanley says, Wonga's Lives Matter. Donate to Lisa on PayPal. I don't know if that is a real woman, that Lisa. Right, Nick T. And those women get blue rinsed off their savings swiftly. Yeah. Okay, so we all agree on that. There you go. There you go. To be, not to be. I won't say that. Yours Travels, you're saying, think it's great the 50 plus getting toy boys, pulled a few 55 plus on Badoo app. They are wild. I'll take your word for that, Yoz. All right. Okay. Right. Bottle Baby says, are there any lady boys in Gambia? I don't know. I've never been there. I guess there are. Okay. Anything other interesting stories? Yeah, there was a story in the. I don't think I'll read this out. Well, I'll just get the figures from here. But apparently, Thailand is the world's most unfaithful country in the world. What a surprise that is. Let me just see if I can get this story up. I just want it for the numbers. Hang on. Yeah, Thailand's the world's most unfaithful country. So traditionally having an affair was a big taboo, but with the rise of extra marital dating sites and more open-minded attitude towards sex in general, that may no longer be the case. So I won't bore you with the whole subject, but basically I'll just give you some numbers here of percentages to show you where Thailand sits. Okay, so this is the most unfaithful countries with their wives, husbands, where people have affairs. Okay, so Finland 36%. United Kingdom 36%. Surprised at that. I thought it'd be higher. Spain 39%. Belgium 40%. Norway 41%. France 43%. Germany 45%. Italy 45%. Denmark 46%. And Thailand top of the league at 56%. But it's Thailand which grabbed the top line with 56% of the population admitting to being unfaithful. So there you go. No surprises really there, is there? Right. Okay. Okay, a lot of comments on this. Bottle by Africa doesn't play that. Okay. Right, a lot of comments on this Gambian sausage. Marky Mark, if I could go back in time machine, I would be attracted to them 30 years ago. Yeah. Is it Rodas? Greetings from Soy 8 Bangkok. Just come from a night out at Soy Cowboy, which is surprisingly very lively. Yeah, I mean, when I went in December, it was, everybody said absolutely dead. And it was, but there was a few bars, outside bars open. But yeah, there's a lot of guys going out there October, November. We'll probably all be out there the same time. I'll be walking past you. I won't know who you are. Right, Nick T, when you're 20, you don't mind putting a 40-year-old bragging rights for mates, but at 49, anything over 30 won't do. I know guys who are into older women. When I say older women, they're like 35 and they like 55. I don't know if it's a mother figure thing. Right, Angels Cabell. Peter, do you think if I drive every day in Thailand, then it's risky, i.e., would I eventually have an accident? No, you haven't said what you'll drive. I'm going to presume. Let's have a beer. Well, it's risky. You can't just say in Thailand, can you? It's risky in any country. Are you driving a motorbike? Are you driving a car? No, I mean, I've been driving a motorbike for years in Thailand. I mean, literally years. I've never had an accident. Okay, I've been lucky. Somebody could have gone into the back of me like they did. Was it Nick Dean in Pattaya? Somebody just tying a pickup truck went in the back. But no, I think if you're sensible, you take it easy. I just think you've got to be, drive slow enough that if you have to stop in an emergency, you can actually stop, because don't forget in Thailand, they'll at night time, especially in rural areas, you'll get motorbikes coming up the wrong side of the highway with no lights on, so you definitely don't want to be speeding. But then Michael, who's got, I always get it wrong, it's either AGV Sports or AVG Sports. he took a motorcycle all over Thailand. He never had any problems. I think, you know, you just got to be careful, haven't you? Widow 50 plus, no thank you. All right. 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 Mike H, how you doing? Evening, Mike. Just back in UK from USA. Jet lag, but we'll stay for a while. Cheers. Okay, good on you, Mike. Well done. Paul, what would I expect from you? But let me just right, guys. Cheers. I've been looking forward to this. I think we'll do a competition, shall we? Yeah, we got the lady boy. We'll do that later. Because, like I say, how many we got in? Oh, we got 4:45. All right, let's do the get the joke of the week lined up as well. I've got a couple tonight. I've got one from Neil Glass, if you're watching, Neil, a short one. And I think there's another one from Peter, but I'm not going to read that out tonight because it's quite a long one, so it'll go on too much. Right, let's do a competition. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Right, okay. Or should we do that? No, we'll do the Manga minute after this. Okay. You know the game, right? 8 pictures of 8 different Asian women. One of them is Thai. The object of the game is to tell me which number you think is the Thai woman, okay? It runs for about a minute. Then I'll put the answers up, the same card with the answer. That'll only run for about 35, 40 seconds, okay? So here we go. Just tell me which one of these is the Thai lady. Okay, have you got it? Do you know your Thai women? Okay, you'll soon find out. Before I start reading out the answers, just a quick thank you there. Eric Powell, is it, or Powell? Powell, I think it is. Hello, my friend. Thanks. Have a cold one. I am having a cold one, and I am having a cheeky whiskey as well. When the competitions are on, I always manage to sneak one of them, and it looks clear because of the green screen. Right, okay, let's see who got it right. Blimey, which one was it now? I forgot myself. Let me just, because I put that up, let me just put that up for a second again. I'm only just literally 2 seconds so I can look at the picture. Right, got it. That's why I always get put off by the super chats, but I love them coming in. Right, Martin Ryder, no. Yours Travels, well done. Right answer straight away there. Rio, no. Only in Thailand, no. Brian Street, no. Paul Shackleton, no. Simon Goodson, no. Steve P, no. Dayton Ford, no. Clive, you never get it, mate, and you haven't got it this week. Marky J, no. Welsh 32, no. Robert Gilbert, no. Clive, no. Vlad the Inhaler, no. Robert Paraza, is it? No. Adrian Ford, no. Clive, no. Red Pill Denmark, no. World Travel, only one right answer so far. I'm surprised at that tonight. Nick T, no. Roy, no. Silver Fox, yes. Well done. Rumble, no. Bottle Baby, no. Boohoo, no. Jenny Red, no. Carl Pep Low, is it? No. Kevin Lampard, no. Clive again, no. Barang, no. Lewis, no. Alexander the Great, well done, you got it. Alex Curtin, no. John Quell, no. Damon, no. Colin Bullions, no. Pelly, no. Dutch Frang, no. JB, well done, yeah, you got it. Smoother Medication, no. Mark P, Guns and Pep. Will Smith, no. Danny Ho, no. Taxi Talal, no. Ken Ward, no. Carl D, no. Nino, no. Liam Harding, no. Darren, no. Angels Cabal, no. Smash, no. David, UK, no. Javier, well done, mate. You got it, yeah. Eric Whitefield, no. A then, no. Ty Billy Boy, no. Clive, no. Deke the Trucker, no. Fairway John, no. Eric Poe, no. Tony Foley, is it, or Foley? I think it's Foley. Yeah, well done. Geezers, you got it. Gemini Star. Abraham Ford again, no. Paul Scarth, yeah. Now, there's a lot of right answers coming in here, and I'm wondering if people gone back and seen when I've said, well done, you've got it, and they've just put the same one. Checkbound, no. We'll get through these now. Let's have a look. Agin, no. Gabor, no. KM, no. Bend over. Bend over. Yeah, you got it. Well done. Right, I'm just going to read the right answers now because there's so many coming in. Can't do this all night. Right answers. Charles Sanders, yes. But don't read your name out. It means it's a wrong answer. Franco De Rosa, well done. You don't normally get it, so you'll have to buy me a pizza on Sunday now. Right, Kevin Lampard, yes. Jan K, yes. Who else we got? Super Nice, yes. Poorly Buffalo 555, yes. I think we're there now. Let me just get rid of this idiot. Okay. He didn't get many in that time. God bless him. Right, okay. Right, okay. Welsh 32. I think we're almost there, guys. I'm spending more time blocking these users. Right, okay. Let's run the card to see if you've got a right answer. A lot of people did get it right, actually. Okay, so here is the answer. Let me just make sure I get the right one. I don't want to give the lady boy answers again. Right, here we go. I mean, I suppose it's very easy for me to say I thought it would be easy this week because I prepared them. And okay, I mean, the Chinese girl and the Japanese girl, if we have a South Korean girl, they don't look like Thais, do they? But when you look at some of the Filipinos, Indonesians, Vietnamese, I mean, they all look pretty similar, don't they? That picture, number 5 there, I did think a lot more people would get that. But if you got it, well done. And we've got the other competition later on, okay? So I'm going to do Joke of the Week now. Now, the first one's only about 3 lines. This was sent in from Neil Glass. And Peter, I'll try and get yours in next week because it'll be too many otherwise. So really quick one from Neil Glass says, a policeman asks a guy, when did you realize your wife was dead? The man says, well, the lovemaking was the same as usual, but I noticed the unwashed dishes were piling up in the kitchen. Bum, bum. Right, okay, thank you for that, Neil. Right, and this is the official Joke of the Week. Drum roll. Should have a drum roll here, shouldn't I? Right. A woman got married not long after. And by the way, before I continue reading this, I think this is a great one. I think this is one of the best. Okay, build up there. Right. A woman got married not long after high school, and her husband broke her heart when he ran off with another woman. She eventually got back into the dating scene and fell in love again with another man. They married, but he turned out to be violent and he hit her when he was angry. She divorced him as well. Over time, she met a third man who seemed perfect for her in every way. But one, he was terrible in bed. She married him anyway. He was perfect in every way, but one, he was terrible in bed. But she married him anyway, reasoning that the lovemaking would improve the more they knew each other, but it didn't. And after a year, she finally divorced him. Having now been divorced 3 times, she decided to join an online dating service and was very blunt about her preferences. She flat out asked for a man who would never hit her, never run off with another woman, and be good in bed. About 3 weeks later, her doorbell rang, and when she answered it, there was a man in a wheelchair who had no legs and no arms. He said, "Hello, I think I'm your perfect man." She said, "Really? How so?" The man said, "Well, I have no arms, so I will never beat you, and I have no legs, so I will never run off with another woman." She stared at him and asked, "Are you good in bed?" And he answered, "Well, I rang the doorbell, didn't I?" Pretty good, that one. Pretty good. Not the worst one we've ever had. And while we're at it, while we're being silly, let's do the Manga minute. Do you know, I was thinking when I was watching that, I'm sure my number one fan out there is, as we speak, is putting a timestamp on this part of the stream to send off to YouTube as he does every week. Right, Pat's Fan B says that I've got the diarrhea song. No, they're done now, Pat's Fan B. I mean, I don't want to overdone it. I've done the Japanese go. I've got a bad case of diarrhea. They're finished now. But I might do them again in 6 months' time, bring them back, because people forget, don't they? And they'll be funny again. Right, Javier says, the Manga Minute is getting better and better. Do you know, it's such a job to put the Manga Minute together. Once you commit to something on here, you can't say, well, we're going to have a Manga Minute every week, and then you do it for 2 weeks and stop. But it's really hard to find the right little videos, because one, you've got to try and get non-copyrighted or get them from somewhere where you'll be safe. And the other thing is, thanks, Yoz. And the other thing is they can't be too revealing. Now, what you just seen there, I'll play it again near the end, but what you just seen there, YouTube will look at that and say, yeah, fine. Girl in leather pants dancing in a nightclub. You could see it in real life. Girl sat on the dancing in the mirror. Yeah, did you like that? The other girl, like where she gives it this one. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. No problem at all. Chet Band says a great manga. I thought it was okay this week. I didn't think it was that great, but obviously you guys did. Should we do it again? Let's do it again. Oh, hang on. We want to get rid of that before we do. Because it's really short, isn't it? It takes so long to put together. Absolutely disgusting. Don't forget that one, guys, will you? What else? Just have a quick look through here. Right, okay. Let's get back into the back into the comments. Right. Nick T says number 2. Dutch Frang. Hey, Trevor. Okay, talking to each other now again. Right, Mark. I've lost you. I can hear something. Where's that coming from? Going mad. Never get tired of watching the Manga Minute. No, it's just for fun. I'll get, that guy who keeps reporting me to YouTube. He keeps trying to pick up things on the stream, and he timestamps. I know he keeps flagging me to YouTube, but I don't do anything I don't break YouTube's rules, so he can't do nothing. But he tries. He tries every week. That's his hobby. I'm his hobby. Right, Stephen Forex. I like how Peter is embracing his inner manga with these minutes. Okay, not guilty, Your Honor. I'll be single soon. Right, that was a proper Manga Minute, says Pat's Fan B. Paul Hoskins says, disgusting, Peter. Can I have one more Manga Minute? I didn't think you'd like that one, Paul. Right, Nick T. Quality Manga Minute. Yeah, thank you. I have. Okay. What sort of prices are you guys paying for your tickets? Is there anybody who is actually booked for August and September? I'm more interested in the direct flights. Have you managed to book a flight for sort of coming up in the next few weeks? And if you have, because I know a lot of people are going out in October and November, like me, I'm going out first week in October. But are you, if you've booked for like the next few weeks, what did you pay for your ticket? Just a direct flight, not the stopovers in the Middle East. And if you do manage to answer that question, just let me know how long ago you booked it, because sometimes if you book it way in the distance, it can be cheaper. Yeah. John Nice says, funny thing, there is a place like Gambia. It's called Turkey. Anywhere like that, yeah. Okay, Paul Shackleton, yes and no. Okay, right. Okay, so Oh No P said, I paid 1,100 baht for 2nd of July. That's not a bad price, actually. 2nd of July, yeah, that's okay, that's gone, hasn't it? Right. Michael D. Caprio is at Hi Peter, 750 Thai Airways. And when is that for? Put the month that you're actually going. Is that August, September? Like I say, when I looked, I was getting quoted 1,300 £1,300. I've got. I could have got a ticket on Eva for $723. I think that was the cheapest I found direct. But I've actually booked on Thai Airways at $705 because I prefer Thai Airways over Eva. It's just personal choice. I'm not saying the better, it's personal choice. Right, Davy Boy 666. Ed Sweeney booked £735. He's happy with it. But that's in November. I know Ed's booked in November, isn't he? So you should get a better price. I'm talking like now. The kids are on school holidays, aren't they? And it's quite expensive. Okay, I've done that. Right, Donald Person said, anybody know how much from LAX, California? I know it's a hell of a flight. I've done it Bangkok to California. You have to stop over in Japan. Geezers, that's quite cheap. Look, I booked it in June, direct flight with Thai Airways for $640 for 3rd of September. That's a really good price. June. So that I don't know how you managed to book that because I couldn't get that price. And that's direct as well with Thai Airways. Yeah, well done for that. Brian, that's sort of around where I got 706 Thai Airways September, booked 2 weeks ago. I don't know how you guys did. I mean, I go on. Some guys prefer to go right directly on the airline's websites, don't they, and book them there. Myself personally, I just find it easier to go on the third-party sites like Net Flights and Sky Scanner and all those sort of things. Agoda. It's just all personal choice. David Waters, good day, Peter. I'm getting on a plane in 5 hours to Thailand. Looking forward to it. I was going to swear at you then, but I'll probably get banned, won't I? So, no, you have a good time, David. I was there in December. It was full on COVID, as you know. You're going to love it, but how long are you going for? I'm going for 2 months in October. I'm not. The only bad thing about, well, there's never a bad time to go to Thailand, but the worst really thing about this time is you've got a cross between, it's still kind of the rainy season. And, there was a lot of flooding in Bangkok and Pattaya this year. And the other thing, it is very, very hot in July and September, very, very hot. Whereas opposed to kind of when you're getting into sort of November, December, it drops right down to a very cold 28 degrees. I was there when it was 28 degrees, and you sit in some of the outside bars, and it's very pleasant, actually. Yeah, good on you, David. You'll have to, I don't know if you'll be able to get onto a stream from Thailand. Probably not, because it's going to be like 4 o'clock in the morning. Unless you go out mongering in Pattaya and you don't get too lucky and you come in late and you want one more beer and you catch us, yeah? Carlito says, yeah, USA on Anna, $1,830. I guess that's about £1,500. September to end of October, 9:30. Yeah, okay. Yours Travel says, I agree. August, September now is £1,500 direct if booking now. Well, I actually tried to book it probably about 2 weeks. No, more than that, 3 weeks ago. Larry Dawson says, I paid $1,900 business class. That's really good. $1,900, about £1,600 business class. Very, very good. Jam Jar Johnny, I booked for August 580, but that was when the Thailand Pass was still operating. Okay. Yeah, because they were offering cheap flights then, weren't they? That's a great price. Right, Brian, I've done them ones. Let's see, get some of the newer ones. Colin Bullions, is it my maths just booked? My maths? Is that my, or should that be my mates? Just booked direct either from Heathrow, mid-September, 596. Hell of a good, very good, very good. I suppose you can get lucky, can't you? You just happen to get the right price. One tip somebody gave me now, and it does work, is when you look for flights, if you use Chrome, when you look for flights, do it in the incognito mode so it doesn't remember, because there's something in their algorithm that if you're looking for a flight to Bangkok and then you leave it a few days and you come back, it remembers the last price it gave you. Whereas if you go on incognito mode on Chrome, there's nothing saved. There's no cookies or trackers. And it just looks at you like you're a brand new person. So it tries to give you the best price it can. As opposed, if it knows you keep coming back, it knows, this guy really does want to go to Bangkok, so we can charge a bit more, So Damon says, take off in 2 weeks. Yeah, you're going in August, aren't you, Damon? We've got a lot to catch up on, haven't we, with my house sale and everything. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we? Right, Clive says, I've seen deals for October, direct flights, London, Bangkok, with 10 days hotel included, £1,100. There's a few deals like that. Yeah, I like to book my hotel myself. It's so easy now, isn't it? Somebody left me a comment the other day and said Agoda is a scam. I don't know why they said that. I think Agoda is great. I always book hotels on Agoda. Here we go. It's teacher time. Agoda website can write the proper spelling in the chat. Okay. Yeah. What else do you do for fun? Right, David Boy 666 saw that 577. You won't find much better than that. That's a wicked price. Yeah, you got the Filipino flag there. Is that? Are you married to a Filipino or? Alexander the Great says, Nick, I'm flying with Qatar Airways at the end of October. What is their food like? Oh, you're talking to someone else. Yeah, I mean, I used to pay before all the increases and everything. I used to pay I think I paid about 550 direct. And when you consider fuel prices have doubled because of everything that's going on at the moment, you'd think, airfares would double as well. They'd be like £1,100 now. And they are in some cases, but you can still get £600 and £700 flights. Okay, agent says, I always book directly with the airline as I had a problem once that needed a change and the airline refused to credit my ticket. I bought on a third party, got rapid event. See, I had a different experience. I've mentioned this a few times. I bought a budget ticket from one of these third party sellers and they were very clear because it was a real cheap ticket. This was when I went out in December. You couldn't change it. You couldn't cancel it. If you got COVID, tough. They laid out the law and said, that's it. That's what you're paying. If you don't get on the plane, that's it. I called up Thai Airways when I was in Bangkok. I said, look, I got COVID. And I was expecting them to say, well, you've lost your ticket. And I was expecting to buy another ticket. I just thought, tough. And, that's how it was this end, very etched in stone. But when I called Thai Airways in Bangkok, they basically said, yeah, that's fine. We'll give you an open ticket for 3 months. And like I said before, when I booked this particular flight, they tried to charge me $14.99 to pick my seat because I always like a window seat. Not because I want to look out the window, but I like to go to sleep. And when you're on an aisle seat, the aisle seat's got advantages because you can go to the toilet whenever you want. You don't have to climb over people. But but there's nothing worse. You're in a deep sleep halfway through the flight, and people are shaking you because they want to go toilet. So I always try to book the window seat. But they tried to charge me $14.99 each way, and when I didn't do it. I thought, well, I'll take my chances. And when I changed the ticket in Bangkok, I just said, any chance of a window ticket? And they were like, oh, you want window ticket? Yeah, no problem. And they booked it. And the return flight I originally had was going to stop in Phuket. So it was going to be like an 18-hour flight. But the one I changed to was a direct flight. So it worked out. All right. Mara says, which is overall cheaper, Phuket or Pattaya? Water quality is better in Phuket. So I'm torn. Really? Yeah, that's a factor. I mean, you go into 7-Eleven, you can get a bottle of water for like $6. You can go to a machine in the street that filters the water. I think it's $2 or something. The only thing about Phuket, you're stuck on an island. The logistics of it, you're miles away. If you're in Pattaya and you fancy a change, you can get a taxi up to Bangkok, can't you? I'll tell you what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to meet Andrew Hammond out there. I'm going to meet a lot of people out there actually this time. I've spent a day with one, a couple of days with other. But I said to Andrew, I'd do a road trip with him from Hua Hin to Cha. It's only about 20 miles. But when I have my new GoPro, then I want to do some nice filming. And I've got some brackets. Like I bought the brackets already before the actual the GoPro. But you can get things like this. This isn't a GoPro bracket. This is one I got off Amazon, but it's brilliant. You see that? So there's a hole there. You undo the nut on the wing mirror, maybe that way, yeah? And then you put the wing mirror back on. So that's absolutely solid. The GoPro sits there. So when you're riding along, and I don't know if the GoPro's got a stabilization in it. So if you go over bumps and stuff, they don't show. It's great. But I've got all the brackets. Just got to get the camera now. Right. Okay. Prices are going down a bit. 612 Milan, Bangkok 26. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's starting to settle down now. There was an article in one of the. I didn't read it out because it wasn't that interesting. But there was a brilliant. Boohoo! Let me just read this. I'm working a shrimp boat from Vancouver to Bangkok. I'll be in shape when I arrive in 6 months. Do you know what I thought of when I first read that? Forrest Gump. Do you remember the shrimp boat? The guy was in the army with us. You can fry shrimp, you can boil shrimp, you can saute shrimp. Classic. I might watch Forrest Gump tomorrow, actually. Yeah, you will be. I've put on weight. I'm so gutted. Before I went out, I was really motivated last year. I lost 23 kilos. I think I put it back on now. But I'm going to join a gym when I get to Bangkok. Even for these 2 months, just treadmill. I'll go in and I'll walk for an hour every day because I do that now. And I want to keep that up because it's good to get the old cardiovascular. How do you say it? The heart pumping, Right. Right, I've never really thought about that, Nick. Tiagoda is great, but shame they limited cash rewards to a month. Okay, right. Check ban. Incognito Chrome. This will still have the tracking cookies. What you need to do is clear cookies, and the websites will forget you, and you can search again. I don't know. I mean, somebody advised me to do. All I can say, Checkbound, is that when I use when I do use Incognito, I seem to get better prices when I go back onto the same sites than I did originally. Okay. That's a brilliant name. That is Crocodile Sunday. Have you ever watched the TV show 90 Day Fiancé? Oh, yeah, definitely. Mainly a US show, but now they have started a UK version. Would love for you to do a review of this. I didn't know. I mean, I'll be a big fan of it. Yeah, that was great. 90 Day Fiancé. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was about guys in America who went to Thailand to meet a bride, a woman. And there were some characters. I won't go into it if you haven't seen it, but it was a very, very good show. Okay, Larry Dawson, what do you think about Anna's food, Japanese food? Never seen the channel, mate. Never seen the channel. Right, Damon, book my hotels by Agoda. Great site, and always book flights direct with company. Yeah, I seem to be like, Damon seems to be my advisor for Thailand now. It should be me advising him, but he told me about a hotel in Soy 8. I booked it again. He told me about a hotel that was in Soy 8, but he's actually in Soy 7, but I booked that as well. But yeah, fair play. Only in Thailand. Right, JB goes really good. She's always giving me, okay. I don't want to recommend people I don't know because, well, I just don't. Right, Gemini Star, to be, not to be, November is the best time to be heading to the land of smiles. Yeah, it's very busy as well. I was reading today in July, I think they said they had 1 million visitors. I can't remember if it can't be a day, can it? 1 million of it? No, it can't be a week. I think it was a week. Okay, let's. Right, okay. Chet Bound again says, I think Mara means sea water. Okay, I got you. Yeah, all right, yeah. Pattia's, the main Pattaya beach is awful, stinks. It smells like storage. It's always had a smelly problem down there, although it is better now. I prefer jump team if I'm going to go in the sea, but I mean, I'm just guessing. I would say Phuket would probably be much. I thought you were talking about drinking water, yeah, because it's bottled water, isn't it? No, I mean, Pattaya is not exactly clean. Jump teams, I wouldn't say it was clean. It's okay. I definitely wouldn't go in the water on the main beach road. Probably your fillings will drop out in about 3 seconds. Phuket's an island, isn't it? So it's bound to be cleaner. Hope you'd like to think so anyway. Okay. Let me see. Mara, cheers. Just in case I forgot. Cheers. I always have a drink on the stream. It wouldn't be a stream if I didn't have a drink. Right. Yeah, Yoz, GoPro have great accessories. They do. But you can find like for like on Amazon, but you got to be careful, obviously. I want to use, when I get my GoPro, I want to use it for, I use different cameras now. I use my phone to record the stories. I use a webcam to do this stream. When I'm out and about, I use my phone. And what I want to do is have one camera that I do everything on. So I set it up there. I can read the stories into it and download them onto my computer, PC. I want to be able to use it as a regular camera out and about. And I want to use it as a web camera. But the problem is you can't plug an external microphone into a GoPro. And I think you guys knew when I messed up the mics a few weeks ago, you could hear me, but there's a lot of echo because it was actually the camera picking up and not this. This makes a big difference. But what you can do, you can buy something called a media mode, which wraps around the GoPro. And it's really expensive. On GoPro's website, it's about £120, whereas the like-for-like on Amazon, which I'm going to buy, is £63. But when you put that media mode around the camera, you can then plug in additional things like a mic like this. And yeah, I mean, it's just you're paying for quality, aren't you, really? And they give me I think it comes with a free 32 gigabyte mini SIM card, which isn't enough. So I'll buy 128. But, you're paying out a lot of money, but when you've got it, it's good gear, isn't it? And thank you to you guys. Most of you guys, you've helped me pay for this GoPro now. Been very generous. Mark Hanley, I'm not putting that up. Right, no name. My buddy took Qatar to Bangladesh and said their food was great. I actually like aeroplane food. I know people who absolutely hate it. They say, oh, the worst thing about flying is having to eat the aeroplane food. And I always thoroughly enjoy it. It's very rare that I have a bad meal on an aeroplane. I have done. I'm not going to, well, you knew who I flew with last time, and it was pretty awful, but that was during COVID. They were basically, everybody was masked up and they just thrown it on the table. They didn't even ask what you wanted, it was awful actually. But as a rule, you go out and, they give you, even in economy, you get a choice. And I thoroughly enjoy the dinners and especially the breakfast. I really do. Oh, here we go again. We've got another one of these guys in. Hang on, bear with me. Christ, it's a full-time job now getting rid of these people. Right, there we go. Oh, all right. I mean, the moderators can time these people out. They can, for 5 minutes, they can't show any messages, but only I can block them. How they get caught, the thing is, they don't put one or two comments. They just go, bah, 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 and it's so obvious. Right. Dutch Frank, 128 gig won't be enough. It depends what you're doing. It'll be enough for me because even on a 30 gig, I'm not going to be filming 4K, 5K because the problem with 4K, 5K, yeah, it looks brilliant. But you make a half an hour video, it will take like 10, 12 hours to upload it, depending on your connection. I'm going to stick with 1080. The quality, when I do the stories on a Saturday morning, there's nothing wrong with that quality, is there? This is only 720 because the subscription I pay on this software is about $300 more if I want to go 1080 quality. This is 720, so it's a little bit not sharp, but on a camera, I think that's more than enough. And with the 32 gig SIM card, you can get about an hour and a half on there. So if you think 128 is 4 times that, 4 hours, well, I'm not going to film all day. I'll do a video from Pattaya to Chatham, which will take an hour maximum, so it'll be enough for me because otherwise it gets silly. You start getting 512 gigabytes and, you start paying like 60, 70 pounds. Let me just check. This isn't Frankel. No, it's not Frankel. It'd be nice if it was an email saying I'd won the lottery, but I doubt it. Right. Okay. Right. No name. Thanks, Larry. Okay. You're talking to someone else. JB says, I hope this isn't a rude one. I always enjoy the meals on the plane. I like it when, all right. I'm going to have to screen yours, JB. You always write to me the following day, though, and so I'd had a bit too much to drink. Eric Powell says, you have to deputize moderator. I've got 2 in the stream at the moment, but the thing is, I don't know, it's really crazy for trolls and impersonators at the moment. I've been doing streams for about 2 years and it's never been as bad as this. I think a lot of them have learned that if they make up a name, like they pretend they're Ed Sweeney or me or somebody, they can get away with a lot more, but everybody's catching on to it now. Emirates, they're probably one of the best airlines. They've always been very, very good. Emirates, I think they were the first airline to have the actual, do you remember, if you're old enough like I am, do you remember you could smoke on a plane? The last 12 hours had ashtrays, and when they showed the movie, a big screen came down in the middle of the economy. Awful. And Emirates were the first airline to actually introduce screens in the back of the seats for economy. They were the first, and then everybody else followed. Yeah, I'm just sorry, guys. I'm just interested in what yours travel says. He says, I have 4 times 128 gigs of cards. If only 1080, you can use a cheaper U1 cards, fine. But I film in 4K. You've lost me. I'm yours. I don't know what is U3 and U1. You might as well be telling me how the atom gets split. I don't know. All I know is the cards have got 32, 64, and 128. Maybe you can make contact. We've spoken on the phone. Maybe you can explain it to me. I don't know. Right. Donald Person says, isn't there a YouTube thing to block those ads? What you mean? The comments? No, the only way you can block them is YouTube will automatically hold back a comment if it's got a swear word in it, anything, right? The algorithm will put it up and it will say, we've held this. Do you want to show it or not? But the only other way is for me personally to see it and block him. And I've done about 4 people tonight because they haven't been insulting to me, but they're just advertising porn all the time. Chetbound, tourist numbers, yes. 1 million visitors. Spitting like a good one here. 1 million visitors per week. Just reading that Bangkok is ranking #1 tourist destination this summer globally, with Pattaya is 8 globally. Very impressive. Well, it's a place to be, isn't it? I'm going to be a resident. I'm going to be a Thailand resident long term. The only thing about going out there at my age, without being a doom and gloomer, is you do not worry, but it does cross your mind. You know, I'm going to get a good insurance policy. I'm going with Pacific Cross. I'm going to be paying about £100 a month because everything's unlimited then. I never had insurance in the past. I've always been a little bit sort of thinking, well, I'll be okay. And I was, luckily. But I've got a good insurance policy coming in. But it's the only thing that does, you know, I'm in the UK. If something happened to me, then we've got the NHS as congested it is at the moment. We have still got it. But, you know, if I'm in the MBK centre and I have a heart attack, you know, how long is it going to take them to get me to hospital, for instance? That's the only thing. It's not a worry, but it does cross my mind. Okay, John. John, thank you for coming to the stream. I guess you're working tomorrow. Okay, Donald says, what city do you stay in when you're in Thailand? Well, I always base myself in Bangkok. You have to, don't you? Because I'm filming. But I generally, like what I'm doing this time when I go out there in the first week in October, I'm spending 4 nights in Bangkok in a nice hotel. Not a 5-star hotel, just a nice hotel that I like. And then I've booked 6 nights in Pattaya after that. And then after that, I don't know. I'll probably go down to Hua Hin. But what I want to do this time, I want to take the buses just to I want to try and save some money because I'm going to try and live a little bit like an expat now, not just keep jumping in 2,000 baht taxis. You know, you can get the bus down to Hua Hin for, I think, 180 baht as opposed to a couple of thousand. You know, and I'm just going to try and do things a bit cheaper, but I'll be all over the place. Nick T says, I see Ed Sweetie is going out in November to March. I thought very shrewd, saving a fortune in heating bills. Yeah, well, he's single, isn't he? I do that every time as well. I mean, you know, I'm amazed my body can handle it now. What I do is when I get into the bar, when I get all through to the airport, what I'll do is I'll head straight to the bar and I have 3 or 4 pints. There's always someone in there who's going to Thailand. You're on the same wavelength. You know, you sit there and it's, you know, you're sort of a bit sheepish with each other because you have to share the table. A lot of people in there, and they'll be like, you off to Thailand? Yeah, I'm off to Thailand. Oh, well, you're off to Thailand. And then it starts talking about Pattaya and all the rest of it. Okay. Okay, Stephen Hills, that comment you're putting there, he's just started his channel again. So, yeah, he's got about 500 subscribers, but he'll build up again. He'll build up. Yeah, I always felt sorry. Lee James says, smoking on a plane was hilarious. It stank out there. I remember one time I was working in Norway in a place called Buddha, B-O-D-O. My daughter's there at the moment, actually. She's gone for one of these cosplay conventions. My 21-year-old daughter, I told you last week, she's got a good few thousand followers on TikTok. They do all this cosplay because she's half Korean. She looks a little bit Japanese, same similar look, and she wears all these kind of blonde wigs and does. I'm not going to say the word because I said it wrong last week, but you know the Japanese cartoon characters, and they dress up. And she just sent me a message. She said, "I love it, Dad. I got to go next year." And but yeah, talking about the aircraft there, smoking. I remember I went from Norway to. I was flying to Kinshasa. That's in Zaire in Africa. I got a job for about 6 months in a hotel there, and I remember me and some guy. I was quite young then. I think I was about 28. And I met this guy at the airport. He was also about the same age as me, and he was going out to do something completely different. And we asked if we could sit right at the back of the plane, and he brought out a bottle of Black Label. And it was hilarious, really, when you think about it now, how aircraft operate now. There was me and him sitting on a 2-seat, so you had 2, 3, and 2. We were right at the back near the toilets. He was sitting here, I was sitting here, with the tables down, we had a bottle of Black Label out, glasses, cigarettes on the table, playing cards. And that's what we went. We were playing cards, smoking, drinking Black Label. Can you imagine that now? Right. Mark Hanley says, Udon probably a good place to retire rather than Sri Lanka when it calms or love. Yeah, the only thing with those sort of places like Udon Thani, Udon Ratchathani, Sisiket, Buriram, Konkan, they're not beach towns, are they? Personally, for me, if I get to the point where I'm going to totally retire, I'm not doing YouTube. I'll just rent somewhere cheap and hang out on the beach every day, as it were, proper retire. I want to be in a beach town. Either, I don't want to be in Pattaya for sure. Maybe Jomtien, but Rayong, Jomtien, Hua Hin, somewhere you've got a beach town is so much nicer. You can go for a nice stroll in the morning or in the evening along the beach, or it's just nice, isn't it? But it's personal choice again. You might like to live up there in the sticks, and I'm not knocking you for it. McLaren F1 race. Talking of lottery, isn't it $1 billion in the US now? That's a serious roll-up. Can you imagine winning $1 billion? I'd be angry because I won it while I was 62. I'd be thinking, why didn't I win it when I was 30? I'm 62. I'll never spend it. Right. Mark H. Peter, how do the bars get away with the copyright music in Pattaya live streams? Do you know? Well, they're actually getting away with it less and less now because there are companies now who have thought that this is a recent thing. It used to be, Thailand used to be sabai. Don't worry about it. Cops come around, give them a couple $100 and they'll let you play the music. But there are companies that have started up in Bangkok, especially now. And what they do, they go to people who produce music and they say, look, if you pay us this much a month, we'll patrol these areas, these bars, and anybody who's playing your music, for instance, we'll report back to you. And then you can, take appropriate action. So, Thailand's changing, guys. It's changing. Really, Lee James says, I walked onto a 747 cockpit smoking. I wouldn't imagine you actually walked onto the aircraft smoking because they're loading tons of fuel, aren't they? But yeah, it's unreal, isn't it? Have we got anybody in still? Yeah, still over 400. Right. Let's have a look. Right, David Walters, what are you saying? Bang Salary is beautiful to retire, only 20 minutes from Pattaya. If I'm not wrong, Bang Sarai is it's north, isn't it? You've got the Gulf of Thailand, looks like a horseshoe. Pattaya is down here, and you go north a little bit. It's kind of up here, isn't it? Yeah, that's actually where, you remember Ride for Kicks when he first got Thailand, when he was really fat, humongous, and he lost all that weight. He actually, I think it was Bang Sarai he went to, did all his long walks and stuff, and then he must have got a bit bored with it and moved to Pattaya. Eric, at 62, you'll know how to properly spend it. £20, a billion bills would break havoc and destruction. Yeah, I mean that does. I don't know if you're joking, but money has ruined some people, hasn't it? You've had people going through life, dealing with their finances very, very well, enjoying their lives, and they suddenly win a big lottery win or something like that, and they just go berserk, don't they? And it sends them over the edge. Larry Dawson says 1 billion after taxes, depending on which state you reside, will be 600 million pounds. It's the world we live in, isn't it? It's gross. Marky Mark, yeah, 1 billion. Okay, let's not talk about all this money anymore. Right. Tony Foley says Jumpton has some great deals on accommodation and beach rent. They really do. They really do, because they're competing with the main part of Pattaya, aren't they? Or Pattaya, however you want to say it. There's a YouTube channel down there. Let me just, I haven't got his name up here. I've interviewed him, but there's a guy who's based in Jumpton, and he's got a room. It's just a room, but it's in a real nice soy, and he's paying like 5,000 baht a month for that. And when you come down, he's got a little laundry. There's a 7-Eleven. It's a real nice room, with a balcony and shower and little eating kitchenette area. You're talking like $150, £125, and he's living like 50 meters from the beach. Unbelievable. Yeah, okay, so mixed reactions on this. Daniel says Bang Sarai is super polluted commercial port. Okay, I haven't actually been there myself. Right. Okay, that's John Paul. Thank you. Hi, Peter. How will you make sure the hospitals know you have insurance if you unconscious on arrival? Did they give you? Yeah, they do. It's quite normal in Thailand. So what happens when I get the reason I'm going with Pacific Cross is because they have an office based in Bangkok. Oh, it's hot. They have an office and they have Australians working there who speak English, and the communication is good. And I checked out a lot of insurance companies. I've said this many, many times before. I researched a lot of insurance companies, and for me, if you're living in Thailand, I think Pacific Cross is probably the better one. And in answer to your question, yeah, most people are going to hospital aren't unconscious. If they said, "Are you covered?" you can say, "Yeah, my wallet's in my back pocket. Take a look." But yeah, if you were completely out of it, they would take your wallet and have a look through it. They're not going to rob you, but they'll see once they see that card. And Pacific Cross is so recognised; every hospital knows it. It's not the only one that's recognised, but the thing is, if you say, yeah, it's in my pocket, they pull it out and they see Pacific, they know, okay, this is the base in Bangkok. We've worked with them so many times, and they know there's going to be no problem. They'll just get on the phone, read your number out to the office that they can always get hold of, and Yeah, you'd be fine. People sometimes say to me, well, what would happen if you were in a major accident and they took you to hospital and you didn't have any cover? Well, they wouldn't let you die. They wouldn't stick you under the palm trees in the back of the hospital and say, well, he's got no money. They wouldn't do that. No, what they would do, they'd transfer you to a government hospital and you would receive pretty good treatment the same, but obviously it's not as good as, private is. Oh, still got the Ladyboy competition to go, guys. Right, Stephen Forex. I was thinking of staying in Jumpton, but I don't know if to stay somewhere walkable instead, more central. I mean, yeah, it depends how long you're going for, Stephen. If you're only going for a couple of weeks, you want to be in the action, don't you? When I go in December, there's some really great deals for hotels around Soy Bacow and LK Metro, but I'm not really keen on that area. I went there when I was there last time with Trevor, and I'm old school. When I used to go to Pattaya, there was none of that. You had Walking Street, you had all the bars in Soy 7, Soy 8, Soy Post Office, all them sort of areas, and that's what I prefer. I'm old school. I like the beach road. I like the soys that go off the beach road. I like Walking Street, and that's still very much what I enjoy about Pattaya. I'm not really into the other side, soy potholes, so OK Metro and all that. For me, it was kind of when I went there the last time. It was don't let me put you off because it's good, but it's just I didn't take to it. I don't know what it was. I can't put my finger on it. I can't explain it to you, but it just felt like it wasn't Pattaya, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm talking nonsense, but when I was, when you're walking along the soys up and down the beach road, it's, I don't know, just a different feeling. Donald Person is how much is a stent if you go to the hospital for a heart? Well, I haven't got a menu here. I haven't got a menu. I don't know, but obviously insurance is a way to go, isn't it? There's two ways of insuring yourself. There's what they call self-insurance, or you take out a policy, because a lot of people are paranoid that the insurance won't pay out. They'll find a chink in the small print. Oh, well, you had this and you didn't tell us. And people are paranoid about that. But Pacific Cross are pretty good. It's Pacific Cross with a P, actually, not an S. They're pretty good. But what some people prefer to do is they prefer to self-insure. And what that means, they'll look at their, if they're fairly financially positive, they're not like living on next to nothing. You shouldn't be in Thailand if you are, should you? What they'll do, they'll set by quite a large fund. They'll say, okay, I'm going to put by, they might have worked all their life, sold their house, whatever. I'm going to put £50,000, £75,000, £100,000 in an account. I'm not going to touch it. And if something happens to me and I need a real serious, something really happens, I need an operation that's going to cost me. I get hospitalization that's going to cost me 200,000 baht, which is what's that now? I can't do the maths now, but it's if the money's sitting there and you can prove to the hospital, yeah, I got the money, here it is. Then they'll swipe it, they'll take it, and you'll be fully covered. And that way, there's no loopholes. Nobody can say, oh, but in this clause it says this, we're not paying out. Like some people have been unlucky. The only other bit of it, I'm not going to talk about insurance anymore, but the only other bit of advice I say about insurance in Thailand, tell them absolutely everything. If you've had a sticking plaster on your knee for a month, tell them. Okay, that's silly, but what I'm saying is, if you've had anything or you're on any medication, don't try to hide it because they will find out. And don't take any tests in Thailand. So if you're worried about your heart and you want some kind of a test, do it in your own country. Don't do it in Thailand, because if you then have a heart attack, they'll go through all the records through every clinic and every hospital in Thailand, and they say, well, hang on a minute, 2 years ago you went for a test on your heart, so you must have known. I might not be quite precise. You don't need to write me comments and say, oh no, that's not quite right. I'm in the right ballpark. So just be careful. Don't try to cover the wool over their eyes. Tell them everything, because they're very switched on now. It's not it's not a third world country by far. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I'm glad. I tell you what, I'm glad I wore the wife beating best tonight. It's not as hot as that T-shirt was. Let's have a look. Take a trip down Soy 4. Right. Okay. You got lady boys behind you, bro. Not anymore. Yeah, that's them. That's them. Oh, some people in the stream who like lady boys, so fair play. Oh, I mean, it's so warm in here. The beer's warming up. Okay, let's just refresh this. See how many people are in. Okay. Right. David UK. Peter, I'm thinking of going November, December. My first time is a week too short. Yeah, David, it is really, if it's your first time. Now, I have gone many, many times for a week. I like to, because of work commitments, because I love Thailand so much and I couldn't wait 6 months to go and I've got work commitments. I'm talking several years ago. Sometimes I would fly out on a Sunday night, 9:30, and I would arrive back on a Sunday. So really, I had 5 days in Thailand, but that was enough to get my fill, if it were. If you're going out for the first time, I would recommend at least 3 weeks. At least 3 weeks. If you're careful with your money, you could probably get by on sort of £1,000 a week. What eats into your budget is when you're entertaining the ladies, you know. But if it's your first time, you'll regret it. A week is far too short. You know, go into Bangkok for 2 or 3 nights. You know where to go. You've watched the videos. Go and have a look around. Stay somewhere around Sukhumvit. Spend 2 nights in Bangkok minimum. Get yourself down to Pattaya for a week. Come back and have another 2 or 3 nights in Bangkok. That's the way to do it. Right, Lee James. I do watch him. Oh, you're talking to someone else? Okay. We've had this again, haven't we? Look. Do you use motorbikes or car in Thailand or public transport? Any accidents? I've not had any accidents. I use a motorbike when I'm in province town. So if I'm in Hua Hin or I'm in, not so much Pattaya, because the BART bus system is good if you're just staying in Pattaya. But Bangkok, there's no need. You know, you've got taxis, MRT, BTS. Brian, that's the second one tonight. Thank you for that. Let me see. Pour a cold one. Yeah, the thing is, they're getting bloody warm, Brian. But thanks. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Right, he's gone. God, and again. Right, so many trolls coming in with these messages tonight. Let me just read what his message actually says. Naked game, XYZ, very cool adult game. Yeah, okay. I will take your word for it. Okay. Right. Hi, you're late in tonight. Canary Spragues win. 12 days, my first time. Yeah, 12 days isn't too bad. A week's too short, isn't it, really? Let me put these up for the latecomers. There we go. Right. Desmond, is it Desmond Castro? I want a female. Yep, okay. Too much information there, Desmond. Oh, I've read that out already. Okay, that's good. Clive again. Lee James, you in there most Saturdays, mate. I might pop in Saturday, just F1 on this weekend. All right, private conversations again. Right, only in Thailand. Great line from the song "One Night in Bangkok." The world's your oyster. The bars are temples, but the perils aren't. Yeah, I mean, every time that's a classic, isn't it? That song will never date. I used to like it when I was in a bar back in the night. Was it the 80s or the 90s? I think it was the early 90s. I'd go out, and if you get a bunch of Australians in particular, because you get groups, so you get English, Americans, whatever, but the Australians like to hang out in groups, a lot of them. And do you remember that song, Men at Work, Down Under? That had come on and they go bloody ballistic. You know, they'd all be in the middle of the floor. We are, you know, singing it. And yeah, I mean, a lot of fun for them, wasn't it? But all good fun. Right. Right, David Waters, I think that's right for everyone, David. My trip gets longer each term. First time was 18 days. Now my trip is 45 days. Yeah, I hear you. I'm exactly the same. 2 months this time. I won't try and pronounce that name because I'll probably insult you and you'll get angry. But I will say thank you very much for the super chat or super sticker. Very kind of you. Thank you. Right, love that song. Should play it in the bars, 1980s music. I think they still do play. There's a remix of it actually with some girls on a roof. I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube. Everything's been remixed, hasn't it? But it's One Night in Bangkok, but it's a kind of up-tempo remix, and you've got these girls in these shiny, silvery kind of skirts and these nice boots, and they're doing all the dancing on a rooftop somewhere in Bangkok. Quite entertaining. Right, let's get rid of that. Okay, and I'll just say hi to the new members again there. Okay. Right, Eric Poe. Peter, do you realise we're the last generation of masculine heterosexual men? A bit late for that, for them long words, Eric. I don't, but I do know. Right, Nick T. Are we having some Thailand-bound T-shirts, polos, Peter's slogan? It's not going to be a long one tonight. Do you know what? I know I always say it and then I go on for about 4 hours, but you know what? I will keep it. I've been gone for 2 hours and I think we've got the Ladyboy competition, but I am very tired today, guys, because I didn't sleep well last night. I don't know why. When it's hot, the windows are open, but I wake up about 5 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep for about an hour, and then I fall asleep. So this week I've been having broken sleep, and this has gone quite well today. I might come on Sunday and do an hour, but we've been going 2 hours now. I'll go a while longer, but it won't be a 4-hour one, guys. Really, I mean it tonight. God, I mean it every night. Right, in answer to your question, let me get rid of this ticker. And what was the question? I forgot. Still there. Oh, we haven't. I might do that actually. The problem is it's so logistical difficult. Is that the way to say it? The logistics of getting them out there, because yeah, I can go to a shop in Bangkok and say, can you print me some t-shirts saying it won't be a long one tonight. I'm a Thailand-bound Manga, and I don't know, I drink too much, whatever. But you know, so you got, I'm in a room, I've got 100 t-shirts or 20 t-shirts or whatever. You know, it's posting them to people, isn't it? Getting them to them. Carl D says the remix is brilliant, so you've obviously seen that. I tend to watch, what I tend to do is I've got a 65-inch screen in my lounge, and my wife is upstairs, and I get the headphones in, and when I've had a few drinks, I get carried away. I start watching YouTube channels about like that. You know, what was that guy? I always forget his name. 912. He hasn't uploaded for a lot. Is it 912 or 618? Or you know the guy? I mean, he sits and he makes some really good kind of what I call virtual night out. He's just filming girls in soy forum, what have you, you know, and you watch stuff like that, and then you get that song in your headphones, few whiskeys, and well, hey, off we go to Bangkok. Right, talking of a few whiskeys, I had a guy leave me a comment one morning. I don't think he, when I came on a Saturday morning, I don't think he meant anything bad on it, but he said, Peter, I'm really worried about you. You drink too much. And I probably do, but I don't drink in the daytime. Right, okay. Right, guys, if you're into the stories, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again because it's quite, I really don't want you to miss it. I've got a story tomorrow from a freelancer who was a freelancer for 8 years. She got married, actually. An Australian guy met her. He was looking for someone permanent. She was doing what she had to do. She come from a very poor family. And in the story tomorrow, she explains in her own words how she was born into a very, very poor family in Isan, and the journey from working in a shoe factory in Khon Kaen to being in Phuket as a freelancer for 8 years. Some of her experiences, some of the guys she met. She gives advice to guys like us, things to say and things not to say to insult them. And yeah, Danish bacon, he's just put that up there. And, you know, it's in her own words. And obviously her husband wrote it. She's been writing it and stopping and writing and stopping it. But I am assured by her husband that they are her words. So she's written it, but because she isn't English, you know, she's not English, isn't her first language. He's assured me he hasn't added anything to it whatsoever. He hasn't changed it to sound better. He's just taken what she's written, asked her what she means, and he's written it so that it flows in a story. But it's very, very interesting. It's quite a nice story, but she explains about guys that have picked her up. She explains about certain guys who had a lot of money who would, I don't want to give the game away, but you know, she is a real insight. It really is. It's the first story I've read out from Edisan Bargo, essentially. And you know, it just comes across as really poignant. It's a good story, and it's the first story tomorrow. There's only 2 stories tomorrow because the second story is a very long story, and I hope you're going to enjoy those. But I'll try and get in here early in the morning to release those because a lot of people are looking forward to that first one. Paul Shackleton says, love the stories. Thank you, Paul. And a lot of people say to me, when you get to Thailand, will you stop doing the stories? And the answer to that is very simple. It's no. Because when I started this channel, I've said this many times, so I don't want to bore you. I'll keep it short. But when I couldn't get out to Thailand, I was in the crapper, really. I couldn't. I told a few stories from memory that I know, and people started sending them in. And it's unbelievable how many guys have sent stories in, and girls actually. And now an Isan bar girl sending this story. But they are very, very popular. There are other YouTubers who have announced that they're now going to start telling stories because obviously they want to jump on the bandwagon. That's fine. The internet is a big place. I don't own the rights to tell stories, but obviously people have seen me tell the stories, and they want to, you know, they want to do a, you know, really? Is something rude going to come after this? I'll take it for what it is and just say thank you and leave it there for a minute. Okay, I won't say anything. I'll just say thank you. Yeah, so the stories, I'm going to keep them going when I get to Thailand. I'm going to be living there, aren't I? So why not? As long as people send them to me. I know a lot of people do like them. I do get silly comments, like some people will write and say, oh, you've made all these stories up. Or some people will write and say, oh, this is so bizarre. There's no way it could be true. You know, but those sort of people I don't really care about. I care about the people who like the stories. Yeah, okay, yours. Yeah, I do know about that, yours. But like I said, I don't want to, step on anybody's toes. If other people want to go on and make stories, that's fine. Like I say, that the internet's YouTube's a big forum, a big channel. People like people telling stories for different reasons. There'll be people who like the way I tell them, and people who like a younger guy telling them. But like I said, I don't own the rights to say to somebody you're not allowed to do stories, right? Okay, I didn't read your comment, Mark. It's up there. What do you say? I will never get tired of seeing hot women in short skirts dancing around. Call me a Manga, but you only go around once and you have to enjoy life. Absolutely, absolutely. Right, Mark Vite. I don't drink anymore, but then I don't drink any less. Fair enough. Right. Cohorts, is it Cohort? Yeah, 61. It was a Broadway musical, chess, about a world chess championship held in Bangkok. Never saw it. That's all I know. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because in the video they're playing chess, and I've learned something. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what that one means. I missed that one, Damien, but there you go. Put that up. Right, where are we? Eric again. Good to see you leaving a lot of comments tonight, Eric, getting involved. Peter, I hear a lot of expat men delete themselves in Thailand. That's a very polite way of saying it. Do you have any insight into that? Yeah, I do. I do a lot. One of my best friends jumped off a balcony in Pattaya. I think everybody knows about that. A guy called Thomas. It was one of my early stories. I can't tell you which one, what the title is. I never used to put volume numbers on there. But what happened with Thomas, he was a taxi driver, actually, and he'd been out to Thailand several times. He met a girl, old story, and basically she robbed him. Basically, she had a Thai boyfriend. The money came over, and he jumped off a balcony. I'll just keep it short. But yeah, it does happen. It doesn't always go that badly, but a lot of guys do get stung. A lot of guys, it's people leave comments again on the story and say, "Oh, how could that guy be so stupid? How could that guy be so thick?" I would never fall for anything like that. That guy is a total mug. But when you're in a certain situation, we all like to think that we're all switched on and it couldn't happen to us. I mean, how many times have you been scammed? I've been scammed, and not by a Thai bar girl, but I have been scammed. It's easy to judge and condemn, isn't it, rather than understand, Right. Real Deal TV. Hello, Peter. I always had a great times with freelancers. Never had any problems with anything going missing in my room, and they're always a pleasure to be around. Yeah, I mean, okay, look, at the end of the day, you always get the worst case scenario on YouTube stories. So even I'm guilty of it. 20 scams in Thailand, 20 things not to do in Thailand. But yourself, when you go to Thailand, it's perfectly safe. You can walk down Sukhumvit at 4 o'clock in the morning. Apart from ladyboys accosting you and, the odd scammer, nobody's going to hit you on the head with a brick. Nobody's going to pull a knife on you. It's pretty safe, isn't it? When you watch these videos, they're kind of like worst case scenario. Mind you, saying that, I read a story today about, I think he was French. He owns some kind of a Swiss watch company. He's worth millions. Big house up north in Isan, and 4 masked guys broke in while they were there, held them hostage, and took about 2.5 million baht in watches, 50,000 baht in cash. Terrified the wife with a knife up against her. But it happens everywhere, doesn't it? It happens everywhere. Paul Shackleton says, my story is ongoing, so more like a soap opera. Don't have it too long, Paul, because I like to include 2 or 3 stories in there. Mark, that's the second time you've done that. That's very generous of you. How much more do you need for the GoPro fund? No, I'm not going to beg, Mark. Look, loads of guys. Look, I did a stream on Friday, right? And people were very generous. I did a stream on Sunday. People were very generous. People have been very generous tonight. I might do one on Sunday. I'll just say this. I might do one on Sunday, and that might just tip the balance where I can send off for it, okay? Other than that, all I'll say, Mark, is thanks. I do realize it's twice, and you're always there. I didn't wonder, where is Marky Mark, because I didn't get any super chats. I just generally seen that you weren't there, and I'm a bit paranoid. I think, oh, am I getting boring? Did I scare him off? Yours Travel says, I agree. I will be using freelancers. I'm from Liverpool. Everything in the safe. Yeah, absolutely. you know, I'd love to talk about this subject more, but I can't. You know why, don't you? Because my super fan out there, he'll be time stamping it and complaining to YouTube that I'm talking about, you know, the big P word. Right, so we'll move on. Oh, I've just answered that. Look, and before you asked it, aha, baby, you should go to a foreign country and then you're going to fall. Okay, it wasn't that one, was it? Was it that one, JB? When you're in Thailand, Peter, will you be telling the ladies that it will be a long one tonight? Been going there for 3 decades. First time I'm single. You know, this guy who was criticized, you know, he criticized me, reports me. He was saying, why do you he's talking about me, right? He said, why do you think this guy goes to Thailand? Do you think he goes to look at the temples? No, you know. And then he said, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's only been to Thailand 3 times. Well, you guys know I lived out there for years. I've been out there probably more than 100 times. What else did he say? He said, oh, he thinks he's a big expert. He knows nothing about Thailand, you know, and he's just totally criticizing me away, and it's laughable. And you know what really makes me laugh? What really makes me laugh is he has to always turn his comments off in his chat because a load of guys from here go on and look at him and just basically write, you're an idiot, you know, and he can't have any comments. Right. John Cavendish says, how do you put money in the GoFundMe? I don't have GoFund, John, because I don't. I just don't need it. You know, people leave the odd super chat on here. But I don't make accounts to receive money. That's I get some money from YouTube, which is great. Okay. Christopher Doyle, what's going on here? Okay, I will read that out. Boohoo said, I think I've seen you. Where did I see you, Boohoo? You're on a stream. You're on a stream. I can't remember where it was. And he said, right, you're a bit paranoid. You gave your super fan an opening. Not really, because I've never mentioned his name, haven't I? It's actually entertaining, isn't it? Because he's doing what, you see, the thing is, if you look at that channel, it's got like 1,000, 1,200 subscribers. And the guy's obviously very, very jealous and a very sad character. But I've never mentioned his name, but everybody knows who I'm talking about, don't they? But I'm not paranoid at all, Boohoo. Really, I'm not. Right. Paranoid, not paranoid, but I don't want to do anything to jeopardize my channel. So I'm more, you know, I'm taking care more not to do anything that could be perceived by YouTubers breaking their rules. Okay. Right. Paul C. HMRC call today. I gave the scam a real hard time. I stated with how did I know you would be. Okay. Right. Ken Christopherson, pet the Uber. Okay. I don't want to mention the guy. Right. Is this a sensible one? Prior 9. Yeah, mate, things are good. Separated from the missus, mum of my children, but these things happen. Keeping myself together and can concentrate on working and getting the funds together for my trip in November. I'm very, very lucky. I'm very, very lucky because a couple of reasons why I'm very lucky. My wife and I don't hate each other, okay? We're just, the sparkle's gone out of the glass. And I'm not going to cry. I have got an itch here. We're very, very lucky because the sparkle's gone out of the glass and we've just reached the end of the road. We've decided, okay, kids are grown up. We want to do our own thing. I want to go and live in Thailand. She wants a bit of peace and quiet from me. She works full time. So we're parting on very, very good times. I'm giving her most of the money from the house because I want to take care of her and my daughter. I'll fly back here and have Christmas dinner with them. You know, I mean, we're still friends and everything. But what will be difficult if we separated like with lawyers and fighting each other and cursing out each other, it would be much easier to separate. You know, we still love each other, believe it or not. You say, well, why are you separating if you still love each other? Because it's just the sparkle's gone, right? But we love each other in a different kind of way, you know, so it's going to be difficult, but I've got to handle it. And I will document my journey. And I don't mean getting on the plane. I mean, the emotions that go through, because I know I'm going to be sitting in a room in Bangkok for the first couple of weeks. I think this is great. And I'll be sitting there one night watching Netflix with a can, and all of a sudden it will hit me. And I know it's going to be terrible. Right. Life is a journey. Hi, Peter. Just logged off from work. Your stream is so relaxing during my break. I heard you were discussing about beaches in Pattaya. In Pattaya, Coral Island, I feel is best. Yeah, some of the islands you can go out to that are close to Pattaya are very, very good. Let me just say thank you to Eric Powell. Is there a significant population of expats that are military veterans? Yeah, there is, Eric. I'm guessing you might be one. And I'm right. I'm guessing now. You probably think I think I'm going to be right here. I think you're ex-military. I think that picture is at least 30 years old. Am I right? Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I've met a few of them, and they're all nice guys. They're all decent guys. Most of the military guys that you meet in Pattaya, they're pretty humble guys. They're decent guys. They don't bullshit. The bullshitters are the guys who've done not a lot with their lives, and they wish they'd have done better. But when I was there in December, I met a couple of American guys who were ex-military, and we had a drink together, got talking, and they were kind of fans of the channel, and they were really nice guys. So in answer to your question, yes, there is. It's not overrun with ex-military, but there is a lot. There is a lot, and some of them have got YouTube channels. Right, I'll put that up again from you. I'm on dangerous grounds now. So far, this guy hasn't said anything to totally have a go at me. It's probably coming, but at the moment, I always want to have a good time. Bar fines and power lines, always want to have a good time. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you don't hurt anybody. Right, Canary spreads his wing. Yes, totally agree with about how had thousands of subscribers. God knows. All right. Right, they're coming in thick and fast now. Damon, I hope you're on your toes out there now, because this is a time where we get them all in. I want to do the Ladyboy competition actually, but the thing is, I've still got over 400 people in, and I know what's going to when I do it, I'm going to lose 50, so I'm going to hang on a bit. Won't be a long one tonight, guys. Right. Lee James says, Peter, what's the first thing you would do when you get to Thailand? Check in. No, I mean, I'll just take it all in like you do. You know what it's like. You go through a horrible journey, 12 hours on the plane. You're absolutely whacked when you get there. You know, you check in. The first thing you want to do is jump in the shower, get the old spice down the front of the trousers, and you go off and have a few beers in stumbles, don't you? Normal script. Right, real deal, Tilville. From personal experience on a couple of trips to Thailand after a breakup is the best recipe to help with moving forward. Great therapy. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, I certainly don't want to hook up with a girlfriend. I really don't. That's the last thing I want. That's actually warm now. When I have a beer, I don't normally take that long to drink it, but it's actually warm. But we don't want to waste good beer, do we? We don't want to waste good beer. Prior 9 again. Will do, mate. Okay, you talk to someone else. Let's try and get someone up that we haven't on. Shaggy Rogers, Eric Powell, 95% of the expats are SAS. Yeah, I've made a video on that, a couple of videos actually. You know, you're speaking to a guy in a bar and he's got a Singer t-shirt on, a really duff pair of shorts and flip flops, and he's SAS, and they could call him back. Actually, he's just trying to get a beer out of you, right? Pride, do you think Ed would be up for a stream with you together in Thailand? I know you do them in the UK, but Thailand wants to get. Well, I don't know if I should say this or not. I don't want to upset anybody, but it's a bit of a conflict because Ed likes doing a stream with somebody else that's actually attacking me all the time. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of going to be very, very difficult for Ed which side of the fence to sit on, if that makes sense. I can't say any more than that, really. Right. Mark Hannon. Okay. I don't want to mention his name. Mark Hanley. I can't put it up, but it's funny. Right. Jason Finch says, Peter, I wish with can help out the girls at the bar. All right. Okay. Lama Peterson says, just come back from Pattaya. The Pattaya bug is very real. So I presume when you say the Pattaya bug, you mean the draw of Pattaya, everything that's on offer. You want to go back there. I used to get depressed in the airport. Not depressed, but like, you know, depressed is a clinical term, isn't it? But I used to get really like, I think it started when I got in the taxi from the airport. You know, you're in the taxi and you're getting close to the airport, and you know, you go over them, boom, boom, boom. On the road, they lay those so that you know the taxi knows to come off, like boom, boom, boom. And then you get to the airport and it's like, oh, I'm on my way back to UK. It's horrible. Oh, okay, bang on with the joke. So you like the joke tonight? I thought it was pretty good tonight. Well, I rang the doorbell, didn't I? Okay, Nick T. The 50 odd you lose after Lady Boy competition are the ones waiting just for the segment. Yeah, okay, possibly. I say 50. It might not be 50. It might be 20. I have had 50 though. I don't know, because people like a stream because they want information, don't they? They like to discuss things with you. And when you do a Ladyboy competition, some people are like, yuck, I'm not hanging around for this. But it's just for fun. Alan Clark, very generous. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. I think we're getting really close to the camera now. And another one there from Innovations Reality. Have another cheers. Yeah. I can get, yeah, I can. Danny Ho says, it's just a science, Peter, nothing personal. I know, mate, I know. Dunkin' Donuts, where have I heard that before? Peter, we all know you're an older gentleman, but you've got a hog that's ready to run wild. I love it. I love it. Well, you know what? I've been going to Thailand for over 3 decades, and I've always been married when I went out there. And yeah, I do go out there to look at the temples, like the guy said. No, you know, I mean, look, anybody watching this is saying, right, this guy's been married for 30 years. He's going to be single in Thailand. He's going to be like, you know, I don't want to say the words, but you know what I mean. And really, I that's not the first thing on my mind. It really isn't. I'm trying not to smile because I look like I'm lying then, don't I? Right, only in Thailand. Prime 9, remember seeing someone getting scammed inside McDonald's, scammed out of his gold chain, waiting for food. Keep one eye on the beautiful Thailand. Yeah, you know, I used to be Mr. Bling. When I lived in Thailand, when I was younger, I was a bit of a prat, really. I had a nice Rolex in them days. Can you believe it? Yeah, that did. 5-baht chain, little pinky ring with a diamond. Every time I went around a bar, the girls would shake my hand and they'd be trying to work the ring off me. I would say, you don't need any of that. Don't wear any bling. You're opening yourself as a target. I'm reading some of the comments that are interesting about somebody you know who, but I can't put them up. I don't want to put them up, but they are entertaining. Right, Theodore Bradley, do you have to be fully vaccinated to enter Thailand? No, you don't, but it makes life a lot easier because what happens is if you show them that you've had the 2 vaccinations on paper, you can prove it, like, which is easy. You just go straight through. You can still go if you're not vaccinated, but you have to have an ATK test? You know, the little plastic thing where they stick the old thing up your nose. Very technical tonight. Stick the old thing up your nose. It's a fight. It waits 5 minutes and you're gone. But the problem with that is, if you catch it at the airport or in the aircraft or something like that, then you are grounded big time. No fun at all. Right, Lee James. Yes, but a joke, really. He's a funny bloke. Okay, we a lot to talk about this guy. Right, William Sullivan. Good evening, Sir Peter. Sir Peter. I've noticed that quite a few of the young ladies in some Asian countries hold hands out while out and about. Is that for safety reasons or just friends with benefit? I've noticed that quite a few of the young ladies in some Asian countries hold hands. Oh, okay, yeah, the whole time. No, it's just a cultural thing. It's like I suppose it's like a guy is in a bar and he sees a nice girl that comes in the bar and he winks at her. Like some Asian countries wouldn't understand what that means, but with them, they're like girlfriends. They hold hands when they go out. When I first went out to the Middle East in the early 80s, I landed in Dubai, and Dubai was nothing like it is now. Absolutely, it was like that. Now it's like that. And I remember going to the gold souk, the market, and just about every guy was holding hands with his friend. I thought, my God, there's a lot of homosexuals in Dubai. But it wasn't. It's a cultural thing. When they go out together, they hold hands, which looks strange to us, but that's quite normal over there. It shouldn't be criticised. It's just a cultural thing. Right. I can't pronounce the name, but it says, I just got good stories of my Thai wife and Thailand. Headed back soon. Keep it up. Yeah, any stories, always welcome. Let me put the email address up there. You can send a story in there, okay? Let's do something a bit different here. Right. Okay. Nick T, did you get your North Face rucksack? No, I decided against it in the end. I know exactly what you're talking about. I was umming and ahhing about because, you know, you have to wait so long to get your case. I'm hoping by October they'll sort it out, but I'm not a rucksack sort of guy, you know. I mean, I like to check in a suitcase because, you know, you can leave it in your room and you put your laptop in it and everything, lock it. And if you get back to your room, your suitcase is there, then you know, your gear's safe. I don't want to walk around Heathrow with a great 40-kilo rucksack on. So, no, I decided against it in the end. Clive said, Peter, I think my marriage is dead in the water now, mate. Hope to meet the legend soon in Pattaya. Who is he? Who is the legend? It's not me. No, don't, Clive. You know, on a serious note, the best. I don't want to seem like a marriage counselor or somebody who knows it all. But what I would say is, if you are ending a relationship, just try and do it amicably. You know, in a nice way. Because once the solicitors, lawyers get involved, then you know it just gets really ugly. And I'm a very lucky man because although my wife and I are separating after 33 years, you know, we're doing it in such a way where I'm looking after her. I'm saying, look, you know, I don't need all this money. I'm going to look after you. Make sure you're set up in a house for my daughter. You know, I'll still come back for Christmas, what have you, Christmas. I don't see the kids, but I'm going out to Thailand and it's very amicable. And the way to do it. You know, don't get lawyers involved. Don't let it go sour and nasty. Football 442. What happens in the airport if you aren't vaccinated and have an ATK test from your home country tested positive in the airport? It doesn't matter what you had in your country. If you go unvaccinated through and you land in Bangkok, you must take an ATK test. Okay, they'll stick the thing up your nose. 5 minutes. If it's clear, you go through. If it comes up positive, you're going to be banged up for 10 days, quarantine in a hotel, and it's not a nice experience. You know, it's not like you can order room service in a minibars full of whiskey, cold drinks and whiskey. It's not like that at all. Let's you know, hopefully it's let's not go down them the dark street again that we had over winter last 2 years actually. Dunkin' Donuts again, Peter. We want the information. We want to know about what you're going to do with your wrecking ball when you get to Thailand. A bit cryptic, that one. Okay, look, I think I know what you mean. I'm going out there. I'm not going to have any ties to women, forgive the pun. I'm not looking, okay? I'm not looking. You don't know what's going to happen, do you? You know, I might walk into somewhere and find the girl of my dreams. I don't know. I doubt it, but I'm not looking. To be honest with you, after living with somebody for 33 years, I'm actually looking forward to just having. What made me decide to live full time out in Thailand was because I was having a lot of stress, arguments with my wife and kids over silly things, really. But it was stress, you know. And I was going to get an apartment here, a flat in the UK, and work, drive a little bit, and go out. You know, when the school holidays were on. You know, I had a contract with the council to drive special needs kids to school. It was only 2 hours a day. But what made me decide to live out there full time is because when I went out there in December, I was walking about, the stress washed off me like wet dirt, you know. And I was walking along Soy 8 one day, and it just hit me. I thought, you know what? I'm not going to argue with anyone today. I'm not stressed out. I've got nothing to worry about. I've got no commitments. I don't have to answer to anybody. And it was like a millstone lifted off my neck. And I know that's a very dramatic way to explain it, but it really was. And that's when I made the decision and said to myself, whatever happens, you got to live out here. I've got more friends in Thailand than I have in the UK. Right. It's getting difficult now because there's lots and lots of comments, but I'm trying to pick out some questions rather. Let me just get rid of my email address there. I'm trying to pick out some sensible comments I can read out. Lee James, I don't need $2,000 that badly, mate, honestly. Right, what's that about £6? Prior 9, £6. What on earth is going on? I don't want to know how much it is here in London. All right. Nick T, I did reserve. She rents. Like, okay. Right. Well, I think we've come to that time, guys. It is time for the Ladyboy competition. I just, out of interest, see how many drops out. Nearly 500 in now. 442. Okay. Right. Okay. You know the drill, don't you? Let me just get the comments up there. Some people say to me, "Oh, it's done and dusted now. It's had its day." But a lot of people like it, so why not leave it to the end, near the end? Right. So you know the drill. There's 8 pictures. 1 picture is a real lady. The game is tell me the number of out of the 8 pictures, 7 of them are actually lady boys. Give me the number of the one that is a real lady. Okay. Let's not get the answers up. No, there we go. Okay, let's see how we get on. Clive, my fingers and toes are crossed for you, mate. I hope you get it tonight for the first time. Cool, got a lot of answers here. Let me get right up to the top. I don't want to miss anybody out. Right, right. I think we've got a lot of right answers tonight, actually. John Cavendish, well done. First answer, and you're right. And McLaren, Clive, sorry, mate, no. Rumbo, yes. TGC2450, yes. Real Rennie, no. Lewis C, no. Ricky Garcia, no. No Name, yes. Clive, no again. David Walters, no. Marky Mark, no. Steve P, no. Alexander DeGray, yes. Well done. World Traveller Forever, yes. Shaggy Rogers, no. JB, no. Vlad the Inhaler, no. Canary Spreader's Wing, yes. Only in Thailand, no. Daehuan, is it? No. Max Veit, no. Barang, no. A then, yes. Well done. Brian Street, no. Javier, no. Gary Hughes, no. Marvin Northhouse, you got it, mate. Well done. Marco131, no. Delayed Dave. I like that name, Delayed Dave. But you've got a wrong answer, I'm afraid, Delayed Dave. So you'll have to be delayed a little bit longer till next week. Ricky Garcia, no. Mercy Pool, no. To be, not to be, no. John Quell, no. RCX 2019, no. Ricky Garcia again, no. Darren Howe, yes, well done. William Sullivan, yes. Chris J. Stone, no. Bazwookie, no. Damon, no. You didn't get it, Damon. Richard Green, okay. Richard Woolley, no. Trevin, no. Dutch Frang, yeah, well done to you. Greg Fox, no. Floyd, yes. Real Deal TV, yes. John Cavendish, yes. A lot of right answers tonight. Good. Mark Stanfield, no. Prior 9, no. Taxi to Lao, no. Bendover, yes. Checkbound, no. Peter Parker, yes. Lee James, no. Lots of answers coming in tonight here. Kevin Lampard, no. Nino, yes, you got it. Nick D, you got it. Andy Holmes, you got it. Chris, no. Stephen Hills, I've lost you, no. Mazza, yes, well done. I have to make it harder next week. Mac Ty, yes. Old Foggy, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Number 6, probably wrong again, and yes, you are. Have another go. Have another go. Clive, I'm giving up on you, Matt. I'm giving up on you. Alex Curtin, yes, well done. Charles Saunders, no. Pelly, no. A Nomad Overseas, no. Bottle Baby, no. Pryor, I can't pronounce that, but no. Kevin Lampard, no. Danish Bacon, no. Danish Bacon, come on. How many times have you had a go at this? Silver Fox, yes, you got it. Well done, mate. Stephen Roberts, no. Faraway John, yes. Geezers, yes. Oh, Geezers in North London there. Haringey, well done. Mike Sands, no. Timo, is it? Or Timo? Yes, you got it. Andy Holmes, yes. Abrium 4, winner every time. Yeah. Gary B71, yes. Naughty Boy, no. Mario, yes. Or Mara, sorry, not Mario. Kevin Lampard, no. Ricky Garcia, no. Jan K, yes. God, these are going on. I'm going to have to just get the right ones soon. Andy Holmes, yes. Canary spreads his wings. I love all of them. Windows open. Right, we got to the point now. I've got to write I'm going to read out just the correct answers because otherwise we'll be just reading out answers all night. Right, Don, yes. If I don't read your name out, it means it's the wrong answer, okay? Danish Bacon, you got it this time. David UK, yes. Any more? Andy Holmes, I think I read yours out, yes. A lot of people saying I'd do the lot of them. Naughty Boy, yes. Uncle Nay. I haven't seen you in the stream before. Put you up there. Look, give you a name shout. No. I'm getting confused now. Yes. Andy Holmes, yes. Super Nice, yes. Come on, we're going to get there soon. Any more? Any more? Right, I think that's it. But is it Baz Wookie? You got it. Right. If I haven't called you out, guys, I do apologize because I've got to leave it there. Right. Okay. A lot of right answers tonight. Let me run the answer. Do you know your ladyboys? Always makes me laugh because I think to myself, imagine if somebody comes into this stream who's never been to Thailand before and they've never been on this stream and all of a sudden people are leaving comments like I do the lot of them and it's a ladyboy competition. Hard Tulip, thank you for that, mate. I do appreciate it. Right, let's have a change of scenery again. I like to, who have we got here? Okay, let's put these girls back up, or should we put these ones up? Okay, I actually like this picture. Somebody said you got ladyboys behind you, but it's a nice picture. Right, Clive, we're finished the competition. You're right now, but I've already told you the answers. Okay, only in Thailand. Where are we? Only in Thailand. I am so bad at picking the right answer. I will have to feel first, and then we'll know. Yeah, absolutely. Look, guys, as I always say, I mean, it's just a, when we do this competition, it's just for fun. It's just a joke. How many did I lose? Hang on. Only about 30 this week. That's not too bad. We're on 396. We were on 430, I think it was. I guess some people have to work tomorrow as well, so they have to get up early, don't they? How long have we been going? Right, I think I'll keep it going. We'll do a 3-hour stream tonight, guys. It's 2 hours 38. I can do another 20 maybe minutes then. I am tired tonight. Just about the ladyboys again. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're in Thailand, you're not going to get it wrong. Okay, it's different when you're face to face with somebody as opposed to looking at a picture. You said that every week, Chetbound. I'm doomed. Right. JB says, I don't care if it's a lady or a lady boy. Oh no, we can't be putting that up there now. Right. This is a really difficult time for me because when the stream's going along as it is, when I start at 9 till 10, it's really easy because I get all these sensible questions. What's your favorite bar and where do you stay when you're in Thailand? But when people have been drinking and we've been gone for 2.5 hours, they start, they start leaving comments that I just can't read out. Paul Shackleton, lovely small hands from the girl on your right, Peter. On my right, so that's this one. Yeah, what are you trying to say there? What are you trying to say? All right, then. I'll put the white flag out. I'll put the white flag out and we'll go there, okay? You all right with them? Yeah? Okay. Right. Chris, I'm thinking of getting a GoPro. What model are you looking at? The Hero 10? Some people like that 360 degrees one. I forget the model of it, but it's a little bit complicated for me. I'm actually getting the Hero 10. That's the 8, 9, and 10 are the last 3 models. The difference between the 9 and 10, I can't remember the 8, but the 9 and the 10 have got a front screen. I think the 8 has as well. Actually, it might have. Don't quote me on that. But what that means, if you're doing a vlog, like I'm sitting in front of the camera like this, I can actually see myself on the front. It's got a back screen and a front screen. I got the 10 anyway. That's the latest one. Chetbound says, hey, then I stole your line. Okay. Right. Peter, when you head into Thailand, it's going to be like some storming the Bastards with your fiery membrane. No, I don't think so. There's certain things that I read out on here and I want to respond in a certain way, but I can't. I've got to keep tight-lipped. I want to say things, I want to express myself, but I can't, right? You have to read between the lines. Right. Who was that? Okay, good. Ladyboys are really fun, no hanky-panky. I told you many times, I mean, I know guys who go out to Thailand and they're not that way inclined. I'll keep it polite. They're not that way inclined, but they do like the company of ladyboys. Again, polite, right? They like the company of ladyboys. And I've said to them, quite openly, I've said, well, I've known you quite a while, and I know you in the UK. I know you when you come out to Thailand. You don't do that in the UK. And they're like, no, I'm not really into it. But, when I'm in Thailand, it's just part of my life in Thailand. That's what I do. And I think there are quite a few guys who do kind of go down that path. And who am I to judge? I'm not judging. But there are people who kind of let's just say let's not say anything because I'm getting myself in trouble here. Right. I'll put that up just for fun if I haven't lost it. Where are we? Bit rude, but it's funny. I've lost it. Right. Okay. The Baldy Vlogger says, I'm waiting for the GoPro 11. It's out in a couple of months. Yeah, somebody told me that. They said wait till the GoPro 11 comes up. But you know what? The GoPro 10, from what I've been reading, the videos I've been watching, it's brilliant. I'll get it. And if in 2 years' time I have to buy another one, then I'll buy another one, or 3 years, whatever. And I'll have the first one to sell towards the second one. I'm not a very tech savvy guy because of my age and everything. I have to watch lots of videos. So, you know, I've got 2 months until I go out to Thailand. I want to get it, play with it, be an expert on it, so that when I do get out there eventually, I'm very good at using it. Jason Finch, I don't know that person you're talking about. Trailer Park, Olgarch, is it? Good morning from Japan. Nice to have you in the stream, mate. Good morning from Japan. Heading to Pattaya on August 25th. Can't wait to get there. I don't know if you've been there before, but yeah, I would imagine. I know Japan's very expensive, isn't it? I've not been there, actually. No, definitely not. Definitely not, Mark. Marky Mark says, very exciting time in your life, new chapter. It is, but it's a little bit of a sad time in my life as well, because, you know, obviously I don't hate my wife. I've got children here, and it's, you know, it's a 33 years, a long time, isn't it, to be with somebody? Yeah, that was a channel I was talking about, John M. Peter, do you know what happened to Bangkok 112? He hasn't made any videos for a while. I think what happened with him is, I'm just kind of guessing now, I think YouTube pulled his advertising because, you know, we make some money from the adverts. I hate the adverts. What I do, I pay a subscription to YouTube for a premium membership because I like to watch YouTube. I'm flicking through it and I just hate having to wait for those adverts to finish. But what happens, it's not big money, believe me, unless you're in the millions, which most of us aren't. You don't make, you make a few £100, but not a huge amount of money, right? It's nice to get it, but it's not a huge amount. And I think he monetized his videos and they got big numbers. And I think he has something like 800-900 videos on his channel. But I think YouTube, you know, they're always getting stricter and stricter. And I think they watched his videos and thought, well, this is about, you know, the big P and the girls in Soy 4 and all that. And I think they just pulled the advertising. And he probably just thought, what's the point? It's such an effort. I'm not making any money anymore. And he packed it in. Okay. Yeah, thanks for that. No, I have actually booked Prime 9. Have you actually booked the flight, Peter, or are you just down at price? No, I'm booked. Absolutely booked, 100%. I'm booked. And I booked my hotel in Bangkok and I booked my hotel in Pattaya. Right, Mark Stanfield, it worries me how you know for sure which ones are the ladyboys. Well, it's not rocket scientists, Mark. You don't need to be worried because I actually prepare the competition, don't I? So I go to a website that has ladyboys and it's called something, I forget the name of it, but it's called something like Ladyboys Forever or something. And they don't have any females on there. So there's nothing to worry about. Marvin Northhouse, Peter, can you tell me the job of the tourist police in Pattaya? I can't give you a job description, but what I can tell you is they're there to kind of, they haven't got any real power. The tourist police haven't got any power. Most of them are expats who live in Pattaya and they buy their own uniforms. They volunteer and they just help out the real Thai police because they can communicate with the expats there. When people go out and they get drunk, you know, a lot of the Thai police, they don't speak English. It's very difficult to them to explain. If you've got a foreigner like a Thai, he's in a police uniform. You know, in the West, we respect a uniform for the most part, don't we? So if you get drunk and you're in Walking Street and some foreigner comes up, but he's in a police uniform and you don't know what it's all about, obviously he's in a uniform. There's a certain amount of like, you know, oh, he's a real policeman, but they're not real policemen. They don't have any power. But the point of them, in answer to your question, what's the job of them? Really, it's just to try and negotiate a peaceful end to whatever situation is going on at the time. So if a bar owner or somebody in a bar is disputing a bill, let's say an English guy says he didn't have 10 beers and they're saying he did have, and they've got the 10 tickets, and you know, the tourist police can go in and speak the same language and they can negotiate and hopefully have a settlement. So you can say to the guy, look, pay for them and go home and have a good sleep, or, you know, these guys will take you to jail. What do you want to do for 200 baht, 500 baht? You know, other than that, that's probably it. Right, Dunkin' Donuts again. Peter, important question. Having bangers and mash and then tossing a salad, is that a negative in Thailand? Having bangers and mash and then, you know, a bit late for that one. Right, bend over. Small, okay. Hey, Antonio, how you doing? Nice to see you in the stream. Good evening, Peter. Will Sunday streaming be available for everyone, or is it? No, look, don't get me wrong. The member thing is not for a long time yet. You know, I've got to try and, I'm going out to Thailand, right? I've got a little bit of income coming from my houses that I have, small houses. I've got to try and think about how I can maximize my revenue without pissing everybody off, right? Because the worst thing people hate is when they think you're doing something purely for money. So I don't want to cheese everybody off on the stream. But on the other side of the coin, on the flip side of that is I've got to try and maximize what I do. So the Friday streams are going to be regular streams like they are now, for everybody. And then Sundays, I'll probably do like an hour for everybody. And then I'll flip over to a member stream. And in the member stream, you can be a little bit more relaxed about things and talk about things you can't really talk about in a totally public forum where anybody can be watching. And what I'll probably say is the lower end of my membership, the £4.99, which is a £5 a month. And it's not only having access to the members' streams, it's the other things that go with it. The mojo, the stickers, and all the rest of it. And that way we can have members can have a proper get together in a members stream. And but it won't be for a lot of Sundays yet. It's something I've got to organise properly. Because, like I said, I don't want to suddenly announce this and piss everybody off. Because I get a good crowd in normally. And but I'll give you plenty of notes. But good to see you in, Antonio. Right, Naughty Boy says lady boys always bring top shelf booze and top class ladies to parties. All right. JB, I'll leave that up there. I won't say it. I'll just leave it up there. Okay. I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel, the Baldy Vlogger. I'll look out for you. I did a live stream the other night and only had one person watching, and that was my son. Really? Let me write that down. I'll have a look at you tomorrow. Because I do get interested in other vloggers, and I've watched a load of them today because I'm going to be competing when I get to Thailand, aren't I? The old man versus the young guns, as it were. I dare say I'll pull a few in. Right. Right. Well, let us know when your next live stream on. We'll try and get 2 people in. Right. Javier again. Peter, did you book your hotel and patio around Jump Team? Yeah, Soy 7. Soy 7. I think it's called the... I forget the name of it, but it's on Soy 7. I don't want to be stuck out in... where is it? Soy Pothole or wherever. Right. Trevin. I support channels I enjoy and that entertain me. Thanks for that. I mean, I think I'm definitely there with a GoPro there, definitely. So I think Sunday stream is about attachments. Go with it, proper rebeggar. Right. No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, Clive, let's give you a quick burst. What you say? Star, yet been there with, okay, somebody else you're talking to? Danny Ho says, what is a good Phuket blog? I don't get a chance, Danny, to watch too many vlogs, so I couldn't tell you on that. Did I read that one out of Javier already? Peter, did you book your hotel and patio around Jump Team? No, Soy 7. Soy 7 on the main beach roads, Soy 7. I don't like to be out of the area. If I'm only going for a week, I want to be in the, in the heart of it, hence why I booked Soy 7. I always used to stay at the Easterny Inn, now called the Easterny Hotel. I was actually the first guest to stay in the room that I stayed in. It was called the Easterny Inn. You know, when you walk up Soy 8, you got the Subway on the left. It used to be a travel agent back in the day, and then you got the Easterny Inn there. There's like a family mart on, so you got the Subway on one side. You walk into the hotel, you got Subway, and you've got a family mart. Well, that used to be a little Thai travel agent. When they built that hotel, when it was brand new, I think it was when was it? I think it was 95, 96, something like that. When I checked in, I was the first person in that room. It was really nice. But I like those. Oh, the beard. Sorry. I like that kind of area, the beach road and the soys 7, 8. The soys between Second Road and Beach Road, not the other side. Right, I know my overseas. Whoa, just booked the flight to Manila for next month. Still quite pricey, about €680, but it's just the start of the journey. Fair enough. At least you're going. Right. Right, Mark Hanley says, imagine being a YouTuber in patio or Thailand, not for me. Well, a lot of those guys are actually only in patio because they do YouTube, because it actually finances their lifestyle down there. Always makes me laugh when people leave comments and say, when they think you're making sort of thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are guys, like if you look at the guy who, what's his name? Mark Weinstein, is it? the guy who's in Thailand. He goes all around the world actually, but it's a kind of food channel. I mean, he's got like millions of subscribers. When you get to the level where you got 6, 7, 8 million subscribers, yeah, you make serious money. You know, serious money. But you know, I've got a nice amount of subscribers, but you know, I mean, you're talking hundreds, not thousands. But I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Okay. Real Deal TV. Hi, Peter. My next trip to Thailand will be my first trip. Taking a partner. Is there anywhere you recommend, as I've only traveled there as a solo Manga before? Well, if you've been there, you know, don't you? I mean, if you're going with your partner, something I would recommend if you're going to be in Bangkok especially is there's an app now you can get, and you can get discount on real nice buffets in hotel depending on the times you go. Because, you know, like hotel restaurants are busy at certain times, maybe, I don't know, 7:30 till 9. I'm just guessing, right? 7:30 till 9. But if you book at, say, 5:30 or maybe 10 o'clock at night, a buffet that costs 1,000 baht each, all lobsters, seafood, and all that. If it was 1,000 baht each, maybe at 5 o'clock you'll get it for 300 baht each or something like that. I can't remember the name of the app, but obviously you'll take it to cocktail bars, and you know you've got all these skyscraper rooftop bars with live music. You won't be doing the Manga thing, that's for sure. Not if you're with your partner. Canary spreads his wings. Says, "Have you ever been to the windmill, Peter?" I haven't, but I have heard about it, and I might take a little trip there just out of research, of course, you understand. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that. And you're one of the most politest guys I've got on this channel, because when you send messages, when I read them, I think, oh, that was polite. But thanks for the super chat. Right. Okay. I don't actually understand that, Mark. You said no offense meant, Pete, saturation, though. So I don't know what you mean. Do you mean saturation in the picture on this YouTube, on this picture? I don't know. I really don't get what you're trying to say. Right. Mark hates Peter. When you get back to Bangkok to do a live stream with Kes, when the old and the young YouTubers do. I don't know him. Is his name Adam? I've never met him. I don't know him. He's never reached out to me, so don't know. Okay, Baldy Vlog again. I was watching your stories last night. I ended up not getting to bed until 4 a.m. Going to do the same tonight. Some of them are hilarious. Well, the thing is, they are actually real, aren't they? Right. Right. Real Deal TV. Hi, Peter. My next trip to Thailand will be my first trip. I've just read that. Right. I'll tell you what. I need to just have a breather, guys, because I've been going nearly 3 hours. What can I put on? Let me put the Manga minute on again for the third time, just to get my breath back, just to relax for a minute, and then I'll be with you. There you go. Right. Okay. Back to the stream. Javier Lopez says, windmill is awesome. What a place. Hard to describe it with words. Last month I was out there in numerous occasions. I will take a look in there because I've heard many, many things about the Windmill Club. Right. I've lost that stream now. That comment that was, there we go. I wanted to read that out. Baz Wookie says, Peter, I watched the 8 episodes of The Serpent this week, as you recommended. Very disturbing bloke. Yeah, and a very good TV series. If you've never watched The Serpent, it's about a guy who murdered backpackers all over Asia, but he had a spell in Thailand. And if you go to the Pat Pong Museum, there's actually some real original newspaper clips when that was all going on in the 70s. So if you are in Bangkok, make a special trip to the Pat Pong Museum. It is very, very interesting. Clive says, I've been to Pattaya twice with my wife. The third time will be bloody interesting. Well, you know what, you just say you're going off to do a bit of shopping, Clive, don't you, in the afternoon, leave it to it. Right. Prior 9 says, Peter, how many Peters have emailed you this week to say your stories are fake? I don't actually get that many people who write in and say your stories are fake. I just get the odd one. But the ones that make me laugh are not the ones who say they're fake. The ones who make me laugh are the guys who say, yeah, I wasn't keen on that. Next time, can you make it more interesting, like a bit of a happy ending or something like that? And I'm like, it's a story. It's a real story. I'm not making them up. It's not like, oh, yeah, okay, next time they'll go off into the sunset hand in hand and they had 10 kids and, the kids all became millionaires. No, I can't change them. I could, I suppose. I could lie, but I don't want to do that. Right, Chetban, only in Thailand. Thank you. I guess it's more discreet for them. You probably don't want your neighbor to pass the bar and see you there, right? It's all gone on now. It's all gone on. It's a bit late, isn't it? I like this better than the squeaky. I don't have a squeaky door and I don't have any pork pies. Pelly, Peter, thanks for awesome live stream. Oh my God, you are a good speaker. It's natural time. Hang on. Let me get the check. Where do you live? I'm going to write you a check out. Just take some details there. Right. How much shall I give you for that? We'll give you £50 for that. So, Mr. Pelly. Okay. That'll be in the post tomorrow. Okay. Cheers. Cheers to you. It won't be a long one tonight, guys. Right. Okay. Where are we? 3 hours. Right. I'll do 10 minutes, right? But I've got to go for the daisies are dry. We've got some hot weather, haven't we? So I'll have to do this. And then we'll give it 5 or 10 minutes. Hang on. I can't even find it. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Let me just get rid of that comment. What's Andy Holmes said? Hello, just found out that I'm going to be made redundant in a few months. Been to Thailand so many times, getting a little bit bored now, thinking about checking out Cambodia. What do you think about Cambodia? I don't know about you, what you like, Andy. I've been to Cambodia. It's very similar to Thailand in some ways. But obviously, you don't have the infrastructure. You don't have all the Western restaurants, all the rest of it. I would certainly say it's going to be cheaper for you, mate. If you're going out there, it's probably a cheaper option. But I would say do a lot of research. Do a lot of research on everything. Okay, Damien, checks in the post for you as well. This week's stories were great. Yeah, well, of course, Damien's heard the stories tomorrow because he's a plug. He's a gold member. So he got them on Tuesday. But the Isan Girl story is very good. Right, guys, let me sort the daisies out. I'll be right back. It's like waiting for a movie to start, isn't it? When you hear that haunting music and see that girl on the buffalo, you think, the movie's about to start. Get the popcorn, get the ice cream, let's go. Right, okay, guys, I'm still here. 3 hours now, we're still going strong. I often think to myself, when I go out to water the daisies, I come in and I suddenly get a little bit slurry, and I couldn't understand it because I don't drink that much on the stream. But I know what it is. When I come in here, it's really hot, but I get used to it. And when I go out there, it's like real cool, fresh air. So, of course, when I come in here, it starts to get a little bit fuzzy up there, if that makes sense, as I always say. Right, let's get back on track. Let's get into the comments again for a while. Here we are again. The Baldy Vlogger. I'm off to Thailand again in January with my partner, but she's going with 14 female friends. Oh, I hope you're not picking up the tab. Also, if anyone is in January, February, let me know, as they will drive me mad and I'll need to get away. 14 women. Jesus Christ. You're a sadist. Sadist, you really are. Right, Neil, you can't accuse me of having a small bladder because I've been going since 9 p.m. It's now midnight, so that's 3 hours exactly. And I've had probably, let me check the bin, I've had 2 beers. And even if I hadn't had any beers, I mean, it's not unreasonable to want to go to the toilet after 3 hours, is it? Right. Hey, then, perfect time, and I couldn't hold it much longer. Do you know, I've gone 4 hours without going to the toilet. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Is anybody left in the stream? Hang on, I know we've got 344. Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, the thing is, a lot of guys have got to get for work tomorrow as well, haven't they? Right, yeah, thank you, Ken Christopherson. Good night, mate. See you next time. What's that? David Water said, how do you know he's bald? Baldy, I will help you look after the 14 girls. Yeah, but they're probably all Karens, aren't they? I'll take that back if one of them is your missus. I didn't mean to insult you, sorry. Right. Stephen says, all the cool PPLP. Oh, and me too, yeah. Okay. Right. Oh, God. It's not going to be a long one tonight, guys. Right, I got... you're not stalking me, are you? David Boy says, which hotel in Soya? I'm not staying in Soya. I'm staying in Soy 7. And I'm not telling you because you could be a nutter who chases me down the beach road with an axe or something. I'm sure you're not, but you know, you got to be careful, haven't you? I don't tell people when I'm flying to Thailand because, you know, I'm sure it's fine. I'm not being paranoid, but you know, there are some funny people about, aren't there? I don't want to bring this stream into a negative or a bad way, but I just want to justify what I said there. When I say there's some funny people about, when I had this stream going for about 6 months, there was a guy who actually sent me a message. He said he was going to find out where I live, and he was going to pour petrol in my letterbox and set fire to my house with my kids and my wife in bed. Somebody actually sent me a message saying that. You know, I didn't take it seriously, but I'm just saying there are some strange people out there. Okay, Clive says, 5 cans of San Miguel here and counting. Yeah, that's a nice beer. That's a Philippine beer, San Miguel. Love it, love it. But you know me, look, I'm a cheap Charlie now. I'm on the oh Christ, I've only got one left. I'm on these. £2.99 from Aldi. You can't go wrong. I went up there yesterday and bought a couple of cases. Just they're all there. Look. Why did I say that? They're all there. Look, you can't see them, can you? Right. Okay. Let's get serious now. Let's answer some questions. Okay. People getting up for going to bed now. Nick T, have a good one. Good night. Yeah. Thank you. Hardship says, Peter, what's your happiest day in Thailand? I think when I arrive, it's always the happiest day. Right. Danish Baker says, when you're in Bangkok, can you do an MRT video? I never use it and just get tuk-tuks all the time. Well, you know, I mean, I think the BTS is more convenient than the MRT. Yeah, of course, when I'm living there, I'm going to be thinking, oh, hang on, power's gone off. Hang on. Will I get it? I got it. Like a challenge every week at this time of night, stop the TV going off. That's what you see, so I like to see it. Yeah, I mean, I'll be doing everything, really. Okay. Richard Martin says, if you have a full stomach, then you'll be less likely to pee often, especially carbs. It is with me. I do eat too many carbs, actually. What time did I probably ate about 6 o'clock. Okay, geezers, thanks for being in tonight. A lot of people signing off now because they've got to get off for work, or it's a long time to be in a stream, isn't it? I think I'm going to knock it on the head as well. A couple more comments, and then I'll say goodnight to you. Pelly says, Peter, do you know if Baccaris restaurant is still open? It's at second row between Soy 7 and 8. It used to be a cool place to eat and drink. I don't, mate. Honestly, I don't. You just have to, when you're there, obviously check it out. There's a lot of places closed down over COVID, unfortunately. Some real good places. Only in Thailand, pour petrol through your letterbox with a... Yeah, good point. With the price of petrol, I would give him my address. Yeah, nice one, nice one. Love it, love it. Good comment. Right, I'm not that drunk, Nick. No, I'm not that drunk. Right, I'm surprised this late into the stream. Kevin Sutherland, thank you very much. Very generous. Hard Tulip says, Peter, my mum, a married lady, met my mother on holiday. Oh shit, I've lost it. Hang on, let me hold that there. Let me put it up. Kevin, thanks for that. Thanks a lot. Right, Hard Tulip, Peter, my mum, a married lady, met my mother on holiday. Scott came her home after holiday, tried to take her out. She was married. She told him to. I think you gotta go easy on the beers this time of night. Right. Right. The one Robert here. When I left work 2.5 hours ago, you swore this would be. I do it every week. It's a gimmick now. It's a gimmick. I say it's not going to be a long one tonight. I'm going to get T-shirts printed saying it won't be a long one tonight, right? Because I say it every week. As long as people are here, I'll keep talking. For a while, anyway. Everyone's saying good night, lad. Prior 9, good night. Hey, Peter, cheers for the stream, mate. Yeah, it's gone on a bit now, isn't it? Yeah, I think we're almost there, guys. It's been a good night tonight. Thanks for joining me tonight. Look, what I will say about Sunday, I'll try and do a stream. Let's see what the weather's like. If it's, I don't want to do a wife beating vest again. It's I want to come on a bit decent. Yeah, okay, Sunday, let's leave it open. I'll have a think about it. I don't want to commit to it. If I feel like doing it, I'll do it. If I don't do it, I'll do it maybe in the next Sunday, okay? Don't forget, 2 stories tomorrow. The first one is a belter, okay? Until then, guys, I've had too much to drink. Thanks for being here. I'll see you perhaps Sunday, if not next Friday. Thanks a lot, guys.